Hi, my dear students. So let's start discussing your test. This is the first question. So this states that an AC source of angular frequency omega is applied across a resistor R and a capacitor C in series. It means it is an RC circuit. The current resisted is I. If the frequency of source is changed to omega by 3, maintaining the same voltage, the current in the circuit is found to be halved. Okay, the ratio of reactance to resistance at the original frequency. Okay, so there are two cases. In first case, AC source is applied and resistance and capacitor both are involved. So the current in the circuit will be I RMS will be equal to V RMS by the impedance. Impedance will be equal to R square plus 1 upon omega C square, because omega is the angular frequency in the first case, right? And in the second case, the voltage is kept constant, so Vrms is same, resistance will be same, but the angular frequency is 1/3. So the value we will get for impedance will be this, and the current is reduced to half. Okay, so these are the two scenarios. Now we need to figure out the ratio of reactance to resistance. Okay, now for solving this question, it's quite an easy question now, because these two cases are drawn. We can find out the ratio. We can take the ratio of these two, and the ratio of these two will be leading us to we can do one thing. We can write it down as under root r square plus 1 upon omega c square equal to Vrms by Irms, right? And similarly over here also we can write down under root r square plus 3 by omega c square will be equal to Vrms over Irms, and it will be multiplied by 1 by 2. So these are the two equations. Now we can easily equate these two equations, because the right hand side of these two equations is same. Okay, so left hand side must be also be same. So under root r square plus 1 upon omega c square will be equal to 1 by 2 under root of r square plus 3 by omega c square, and so on. Now squaring both sides, r square plus 1 upon omega c square is equal to 1 upon 4 r square plus 3 over omega c square. So we can get it something like this. Now from here we can find out the ratio, because this thing can be written as 1 upon omega c is impedance of is reactance, capacitive reactance rather. So 1 upon omega c is written as xc, and we need to figure out the ratio of xc by r. This was asked in the question. So this ratio will be coming out to be equal to 3 by 5, and xc by r will be finally coming out to be equal to 3 by 5 under root. So this is how you'll be solving it. So option A will be the correct answer. So this is the way of solving this particular type of question. Next question: if a boy standing on a frictionless horizontal surface throws a ball, then he will move backward. Yes, this statement is true, because momentum has to be conserved. If we are standing on a smooth surface, frictionless surface, and we throw a ball, And in that case, the external net external force is zero on us, and the momentum has to be conserved. If the ball is going in the forward direction, then the person will be moving in the backward direction. So statement 1 is correct. In the absence of external force, the linear momentum of the system is same. Exactly, this is the explanation which I gave you for discussing the statement 1. So the option A will be the correct answer. That is, statement 1 and statement 2 are true, and the statement 2 is the correct explanation of statement 1. So this is how you'll be solving it, right? So option A has to be the correct answer. Next, in a cylindrical magnetic field, B is changing as given. The magnetic field is the function of time. Okay, so magnetic field will be increasing with time over here, as we can see. The value of EMF induced in the loop as shown in the figure is this. Okay, so now the scenario is the induced EMF is nothing but d phi by dt, the rate of change of flux. We need not to, we are interested in finding out the value of EMF only. It means we are interested in finding out the magnitude of the EMF, not the direction. So I'm not putting negative sign over here. Okay, so d phi by dt. Now the rate of change of flux, we know that flux is nothing but b dot a, but over here the area is constant, so I'll keep it over I'll keep area vector as it is, and magnetic field vector is variable, so dB by dt we will be putting it. The EMF will be, area of this semicircle will be equal to pi a square by 2, because it is semicircle, so the area of the semicircle will be equal to pi a square by 2. As you can see, the diameter is 2a, so radius will be a, and the derivative of dB by dt, so we need to find out dB by dt. Over here b naught is constant, so its derivative will be 0, and with respect to time we are differentiating, so we will be getting the rate of change of magnetic field as alpha. So alpha will be multiplied by pi a square by 2 into alpha. So this is your EMF inducing EMF, and we can see over here that option A is the correct answer. Right, so it's very simple question. Next question, let's move to the next question. The next question says if the diamagnetic substance okay, if the diamagnetic substance is brought near north or south pole of bar magnet, it is attracted by the poles, repelled by the poles, obviously, because it is a diamagnetic substance, so it will be repelled by the poles, right? So B option has to be the correct answer. Right, it doesn't matter whether with what kind of pole that is. Definitely diamagnetic substances align themselves in such a manner that they just repel the external magnetic field. They get repelled in the external magnetic field. Let's move to the next question. The potential energy of a particle of mass m is given by this expression, where we can see that the value of x is from 0 to 1. The energy of the particle is given as E naught, and if the distance is greater than 1, then the potential energy will be 0. Okay, lambda 1 and lambda 2 be the de Broglie wavelength of the particle when 0 to this and this. If the total energy of the particle is 2 E naught, the ratio of lambda 1 by lambda t2, this we need to figure out. Okay, no problem, not a big problem. Now the thing is, the kinetic energy plus potential energy is the total energy, and over here the total energy of the particle is 2 E naught. So the kinetic energy we can easily figure out. The kinetic energy in the first case will be minus the potential energy, and potential energy in the first case is E naught, right? Over here x is varying from 0 to 1, so the kinetic energy will be coming out to be equal to E naught. In the second case, the kinetic energy will be minus 0, because the potential energy in the second case is this. Okay, so the kinetic energy in the second case, this is ke1, this is ke2, it is 2E naught. Right, now we need to figure out the ratio of the wavelengths, right? De Broglie wavelengths, and we know that the de Broglie wavelength lambda is equal to h over the momentum, which we can write as 2m into kinetic energy, right? So lambda 1 by lambda 2 will be actually inverse, because wavelength is inversely proportional to kinetic energy, so k1 by k2 we can write it like this, and lambda 1 by lambda 2 ratio will be equal to, what is K2? That is 2 E naught. K1 is E naught. So lambda 1 by lambda 2 is coming out to be equal to root 2. So option C will be the correct answer. So this is how you'll be dealing with it. That's it. Very simple question and very interesting question also. Let's move to the next question. The next question says the wavelength for of first line in Lyman series is lambda. The wavelength for first line in Balmer series is what? Okay, so now we know the general expression for this transition in the case of Lyman series when electron shifts from for the first line of the Lyman series and Balmer series. We know that the wavelength which is produced is nothing but it will be equal to, this is for Lyman series, because for Lyman series the first line is when the electron comes from first excited state to ground state, and the ground state is nothing but 1, right? So this is wavelength that is given. Now 1 upon lambda 2, that we need to figure out the wavelength of the first line of the Balmer series. Now for the Balmer series, for first line of the Balmer series, electron shifts from third orbit to the second orbit, right? So this will be the scenario, right? Now things are quite easy, we can just deal with it. This will be coming out to be equal to 1 minus 1 by 4, that is 3 by 4 r, and over here just calculation we need to do. So 5 by 36 r, right? So this implies that lambda 2 is 36 by 5 r, and from here we can find out that lambda is 4 by 3 r. Now we can divide these two. Lambda 2 by lambda will be equal to lambda 2, that is by lambda wait, lambda 2 by lambda 2 we got 36 by 5 r, and yes, 4 by 3 r, 27 by 5. This will be the answer, right? So a little mathematical manipulation you have to do, and we can easily figure out what will be the answer. Let's move to the next question. The question number 7, it states that we need to match the columns. So column 1 and column 2 are given. The winding energy per nucleon of the nucleus is the measure of stability. Particle nature of light is given by the photoelectric effect, and the binding energy of products is greater than that of an atomic bomb. Is uncontrolled reaction. So D has to be connected with the R, and from here we can see that binding energy per nucleon is A is related to S, and B is related to P, photoelectric effect, right? So B option has to be the correct answer. So particle nature of light is connected to photoelectric effect, binding energy of the nucleus is related to stability, and atomic bomb is uncontrolled reaction, and binding energy of products and reactants we are talking about, that is related to nuclear fission and fusion, right? So B option has to be the correct answer, right? Let's move to the next question. The next question says, a light bulb, a capacitor, and a battery are connected together as shown here with switch S initially open. When the switch S is closed, which one of the following is true? The bulb will light up for the short interval of time and then put off. Now the scenario is this: when we switch it off, when we switch when the switch is closed, then obviously the capacitor was empty. It starts filling up, and yes, the current increases, so the brightness of the bulb increases. But as the capacitor is filled completely, it will achieve steady state. There will be no current further in the circuit, so current in the bulb will be switched off. So option A has to be the correct answer. So very easy and conceptual question it is. Let's move to the next question. A body travels uniformly a distance of this meters in a time this. The velocity of the body within error limits is. What is the velocity of the particle within error limits? Now the scenario is, we know speed is equal to distance upon time. Right, the true value for velocity will be nothing but the ratio of the true values of distance and time. So 13.8 by 4, which will be 3 and 4.5, that is 3.45, right? Yes, this ratio will be coming out to be 3.45. This is the true value of velocity. It has to be in meter per second. But as the division is taking place, so we know that for absolute error, for finding out the absolute error, the fractional errors has to be added up. So delta V by V is equal to delta S by S plus delta T by T. So the absolute error in velocity will be equal to, will be given by V into delta S by S plus delta T by T, right? So delta V will be equal to, the true value is 3.45. Delta S, that is the absolute error in the distance, is 0.2. The true value is 13.8 plus delta T, that is 0.3, and the true value of time is 4. Now you can just solve it, and this is just the mathematical thing, you need to deal with it, and the value of delta V will be coming out to be nearly equal to 0.3. So beta option will be the correct answer, right? Beta option will be the correct answer. This is how you'll be dealing with it. Let's move to the next question. A ball with velocity 4 meter per second impinges at 30 degree with vertical on a smooth horizontal fixed plane. If the coefficient of precision is 0.5, the velocity and direction of motion with vertical after impact is what? Okay, so in this question, we can imagine that this is the horizontal surface and the ball comes here, it hits the horizontal surface and it goes in this direction, right? And the angle with vertical of the ball initially is given 30 degree. We don't know this angle, right? This is the initial velocity, that is 4 meter per second, right? And this is the velocity. This velocity we need to figure out. Now we know, or we can just let's figure out the initial momentum. Initial momentum will be, it's not given. Okay, no problem at all. So 4m, m into 4 is the initial momentum, and the you must be knowing that this will be the perpendicular to the surface with the, or normal to the surface will be the line of impact, and the collision, the property of collision will be applying in the vertical direction, and in the horizontal direction there must be no change in the velocity before and after collision, right? So it means this 4 meter per second must be having a component in this direction, that will be in the horizontal direction, that will be 4 sine 30, and this V, the final velocity, must be having a component in horizontal direction, that is V sine theta. So we can say that the horizontal component will be equal to 4 sine 30. 4 sine 30, sine 30 is 1 by 2, so 2. So Vx, the horizontal component of the final velocity, is nothing but 2 meter per second, right? And the vertical component, that will be equal to the coefficient of restriction is given. So we will be applying coefficient of restriction over here, and coefficient of restriction we can use as Vy will be equal to E uy, because coefficient of restriction is nothing but the velocity of separation by velocity of approach, and the particle, the final velocity with which the particle is going away from the surface in the normal direction is vy, and it will be equal to e into uy, because this is the velocity of separation and uy is the velocity of approach. Now the velocity of approach will be nothing but it will be in the vertically downward directions, and it will be given as 4 cos 30. Coefficient of restriction is 0.5 and uy is 4 cos 30. Root 3 by 2. So root 3. Vy we get as root 3 meter per second. Now the final velocity will be equal to vx square plus vy square, because we know the components we can easily figure out the vector. So we'll be getting it as 2 square, that is 4, under root 3 square, that is 3, and the whole in under root. The velocity final is nothing but root 7, right, meter per second. As you can see, we can easily get the answer from here only. Further, we can find out the angle also, and the angle tan theta over here will be nothing but Vx over Vy, that is 2 by root 3. So will be the answer. So this will be in a ratio, right? Tan inverse 2 by root 3, this will be in the ratio. So beta option has to be the correct answer, right? So this is how you will be dealing with it. Let's move to the 11th question. Next question. In an adiabatic process, the change in internal energy of a gas is equal to negative of the work done by the gas. Now, in adiabatic process, we know the amount of heat exchange between the system and the surrounding is 0. So Q is equal to 0. And using first law of thermodynamics, that says heat given gets converted into work done, and it brings out change in internal energy. So from here, the change in internal energy is equal to, coming out to be equal to the negative of the work done by the gas, right? So the statement 1 is completely true. The temperature of a gas remains constant during adiabatic process. No, this is wrong. As we know, temperature is constant in the case of isothermal process, not in adiabatic process. So statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is false. So C option has to be the correct answer, right? Okay, let's move to the next question. Next question is interesting question. A particle is moving along a circle with a velocity of v equal to kt. So velocity is given as kt. Here k is given, that is 0.5. The acceleration of the particle at the moment when it covered 1/10 of circle after beginning of motion is, okay, so first of all, velocity can be written as dx by dt, right? And over here we get dx is equal to kt dt. Now we can integrate it, right, to find out the displacement. The general expression will be coming out to be equal to, because it started from 0, right? So the general expression will be coming out to be equal to this. Now the particle has covered 1/10 of the circle, so actually the displacement covered by, or the distance covered by the particle, or the position, change in position, will be given by 1/10 of 2 pi r. We don't know the radius of this circle, it is not given in the question, so we can just deal like this. From here we can find out the relationship between time and radius, and the relationship that comes out is 2 by 5 pi r by k under root, and this is nothing but equal to t. Now let's dive deep. What we need to find: the acceleration of a particle at a moment when it covered this much. Now acceleration we have to find out. So acceleration will be nothing but it will consist of, because it is not uniform circular motion, it is non-uniform circular motion, so it must be having centripetal acceleration as well as it must be having tangential acceleration. So the total acceleration will be given by this squaring and adding of tangential acceleration and centripetal acceleration and taking under root of it, right? So first of all we need to figure out what will be the centripetal acceleration and what will be the tangential acceleration. So from the relationship given, whatever the relationship is given, we can figure out that the tangential acceleration is nothing but dv by dt, right? And as we know, v is equal to kt is given, so dv by dt is nothing but k. That's it. It is sorted, right? So tangential acceleration will be nothing but 0.5 meter per second square. That's very simple. Okay. Now, for centripetal acceleration AC, we know that it is v square by r, right? And the square of the velocity will be nothing but k square t square by r. And we know the relationship between t, or the value of t. We can put it over here, because we need to find out the acceleration and when the particle has covered this much distance. So and what is the time when the particle has covered this much distance? This is the time. This is the relationship. Okay. And as we can see, the tangential acceleration is coming out to be constant, so it is throughout constant. Okay. So there is no problem in tangential acceleration, but tangential centripetal acceleration we have to find. It's a bit complicated also. So k square, the t square will be nothing but it will be equal to 2 by 5 pi r by k and r. Now over here r and r will be cancelled out. R and R will be cancelled out. K and 1k will also be cancelled out. And now we can put the values of k. We can put the values of k. So let me write it over here. K will be nothing but 0.5 into 2 into 2 pi rather by 5. So AC is AC. The value of AC will be coming out to be equal to 0.2 pi meter per second square. So this is AC, centripetal acceleration, and this is AT, tangential acceleration. We can put these two values in this equation and a little mathematical calculation, right? And you will be able to solve the answer. The complete acceleration you can easily figure out, and the complete acceleration that will be approximately coming out to be equal to C option, 0.8 meter per second square, right? Let's move to the next question. But before that, let's check the answer. Yes, the answer is C option, right? Let's move ahead. A block of mass m is placed in equilibrium on a moving plank. Okay, the plank is moving. The maximum horizontal acceleration of the plank is given, that is 0.2. Okay, so that is the maximum acceleration of the plank we need to figure out. The block must be moving on the plank, right? The block must be moving on the plank. So suppose this is the plank, and this is the box we have placed, right? Now this plank is moving, right? And the acceleration of the plank maximum we need to figure out, so that this block must be staying over here, staying on the plank. Okay, now the thing is, see, actually when the plank is moving or it is accelerated in the forward direction, then pseudo force acts on this block, and pseudo force is actually equal to the mass of this block into the acceleration of the system. So the acceleration of the system is suppose A. So pseudo force will be nothing but ma. And if due to this pseudo force, this block has tendency to move in the backward direction, so friction must be acting in the forward direction. So if if the force of if the pseudo force is less than or equal to maximum static friction, that is mu n, and over here the normal reaction will be nothing but it will be equal to mg. So the block will be staying at rest on the plank. Okay, so acceleration has to be less than or equal to mu g. That's it. So maximum acceleration we need to figure out. It can be equal to 0.2 into g, that is 10. So 2 meter per second square is the acceleration, maximum acceleration with which this plank can accelerate. So A option is the correct answer, right? So this is how you deal with such problem. Let's move to the next question. Next question is very interesting. The time period of spring mass system shown below is equal to, as we know, these two springs are in parallel combination, so effective value of k will be nothing but k1 plus k2, which is coming out to be equal to 2k, as the springs have same spring constant. And the time period, as we know, is equal to 2 pi for such cases, is equal to 2 pi under root m by k effective. right? 2 pi under root m by k effective is nothing but 2k, so you can put 2 pi inside this under root, which will be coming out to be equal to 4 pi square over 2k, and the value 2 m pi square by k we will be getting as time period. So C option will be the correct answer, right? This is the way of solving this type of question. Now let's move to the next question. There are two identical small holes on the opposite sides of a tank containing liquid. The tank is open at the top. The difference in the height between the two holes is h. As the liquid comes out of the two holes, the tank will experience a net horizontal force proportional to. Okay, F net we need to figure out. Now we know that liquid is coming out from here and the liquid is coming out from here. A force must be acting on the, because no external force is applied on this, right? The system is intact. Okay, so liquid is ejected, so the force due to this at this hole will be in the left hand side, right? Suppose this one is F1 and the other one must be F2, so the net force F net will be given by F1 minus F2. But the thing is this, that rate of ejection of the liquid has to be considered over here, and the value of the velocity of flow should also be found, right? So in this case, or in this scenario, basically we have to imagine something. First of all, I just consider the distance, or the liquid, the height of the liquid from this hole. This hole is suppose x, right? It is suppose x. So velocity of flux over here in this case will be equal to root 2 g h plus x, and over here the velocity of flux will be root 2 g x, right? Okay, yes. Now the force will be equal to dm by dt into v1. Now dm by dt will be how much? It will be equal to density, area of cross section, and velocity, right? And we know that mass is nothing but density into volume, and volume is area of cross section into length. So dm by dt, the rate of ejection, will be this. So rho a v is the rate of ejection of mass, right? So we have applied this concept. Okay, so over here, this is the equation, this is the value for dm by dt, and v1 is again extra, so v1 square will be involved over here, and similarly f2 will be given by rho a. So the area of cross section are very less, but I'm considering both the areas of cross section have same area, right? So for the case of simplicity, v2 square, right? Similarly, now we can put these two values over here. Rho a is taken common, v1 square minus v2 square. But the thing is, this velocity is in this direction, so f1 will be in the backward direction, and this velocity is in this direction. So both the forces are opposite to each other, so that's why, yeah, that's fine. Okay, now we need to figure out horizontal force will be proportional to what. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So from here we can just f net will be directly proportional to v1 square is 2g h plus x, and v2 square is nothing but 2g x, and as from here we can see that f net is directly proportional to, it is coming out to be equal to, see, 2gx and 2gx will be cancelled out, so 2gh, and from here we can say that net is directly proportional to H. So option B has to be the correct answer. So this is the scenario. As the fluid ejects in this direction, the case of rocket propulsion we can apply, and or momentum conservation we can apply. The liquid is coming ejecting out, so the reaction force will be acting on the container in this direction, right? And due to this liquid, as the liquid is ejecting out in this direction, the force will be applied in this direction. This is F2, this is F1, and net force, as both the forces are opposite in opposite direction, so net force we can easily figure out. It will be equal to F1 minus F2, and then we found F1 and F2, and then we put the values and we got the correct answer. Okay, let's move to the next question. But before that, yes, B option is the correct answer. Okay, so this is how you deal with such questions. Let's move to the next question. There are 4 concentric shells. Okay, there are 4 concentric shells. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the 4 concentric shells: A, B, C, D of radii A, 2A, 3A, and 4A respectively. If shells B and D, this one is A, this one is B, this one is C, this one is D. If B and D are given positive charge, so this one is given plus Q charge, this one is given minus Q charge, and shell C is now earthed. Okay, this is earthed. We have done earthing of C shell. The potential difference VA minus VC is, okay, actually see, the shell C is earthed, so it will be having 0 potential. Okay, we need to just find out what will be the potential of A shell. Okay, that will be the answer. Okay, right? So the method for solving such type of question is this. We have not given any charge to shell A. Okay, just keep this thing in mind. Now the potential of C has to be equal to 0. So we can, Vc is equal to 0. So we can find out the charge on C. Okay, and after finding out the charge on C, we can find out the potential of A. There is no problem in that. We have not given any charge to A. Okay, so it is neutral. Now the potential at C, potential of C due to this B will be nothing but K Q by 3A. This is the potential at C due to shell B. Suppose the charge on C shell is Q, suppose, right? So the potential of C because of this charge will be equal to this minus K. The potential due to D shell will be equal to minus sign I'm putting because the negative charge is there, minus KQ by 4A, and it has to be equal to 0, right? Now in this case, we can, by solving it, we can get that Q will be equal to minus Q by 4. As you can easily solve it. Let's solve it. See, A will be cancelled out, K will be gone in the 0. Okay, so we will be getting Q by 3 plus capital Q by 3 minus Q by 4 equal to 0, and this implies that Q by 3 will be equal to Q by 4 minus Q by 3, right? And we can just solve this. 3Q minus 4Q, and by solving it we get that the charge on C shell is minus Q by 4. Okay, now everything is sorted. We need to find out VA minus VC, so we can find out the value of potential of A. The potential of A will be equal to what? Due to shell B, it will be equal to KQ by 2A. Due to shell C, it will be equal to minus KQ by 4 into the radius of C will be 3A minus KQ by 4A. As we know, the A point is inside shell B, shell C, shell D, so the potential due to B will be at point A will be equal to the surface, the potential of the shell B on its surface, and similarly for C as well as for D also, right? So this is the scenario, and by solving it, we get that VA is nothing but it will be equal to KQ by 6A, right? And we know that VA minus VC we need to figure out, and VA minus 0 is there. So VA, that is coming out to be equal to KQ by 6A. So KQ by 6A will be the correct answer. So A option has to be the correct answer, right? So this is the way of solving this particular type of question, right? Let's move to the next question. Next question says a satellite is revolving around the Earth in an orbit such that its time period of revolution as same as that of Earth is same as that of Earth, and it revolve in same sense as of Earth. The to make it escape from gravitational field of Earth, its velocity must be increased by. Okay, now the scenario is, as the satellite is revolving around Earth and its time period is same as that of Earth, and the rotation sense of rotation is also same. So it is nothing but geostationary satellite. Okay, it is nothing but geostationary satellite. Now the escape velocity is root 2 times of the orbital velocity. Okay, and root 2 is nothing but 1.414 times of orbital velocity. So to make it escape from gravitational field of Earth, its velocity must be increased by what factor? 41.4%, right? That's it. So B option is the correct answer. We know this particular relationship, that escape velocity is root 2 times of the orbital velocity. So very easy question, right? And 41.4% has to be the correct answer. Let's move to the next question. There are two bulbs. There are two bulbs B1, PV. Is there? Is its rated power and rated voltage? And for bulb B2, the rated power is P and rated voltage is 2V. The rated power and voltages are mentioned. With them, calculate the ratio of consumed power W1 by W2. Okay. So for B1, the rated power is P, the rated voltage is V. So rated power and rated voltage will be having relationship with this. Suppose R is the resistance of B bulb. Okay. So from here the resistance can be easily figured out. That will be nothing but V square by P. V is the rated power, rated voltage, and P is the rated power for bulb B1. So it means it is having resistance R and it is also having resistance R. For bulb 2, the rated power is P, but rated voltage is 2V. So it means R dash will be nothing but, it will be equal to 4V square by P, and V square by P is nothing but R, so R dash is 4 times of the resistance of bulb 1. So it is the resistance of this bulb B2 is 4R. Now we need to calculate the ratio of the consumed power. Now consumed power for B1, that is suppose W1, right? Consumed power will be equal to V square by R. Why V square by R? Why? Because these two bulbs are in parallel with this bulb, and the voltage will be, potential difference will be equal. So B1 has potential difference V only. So the W1 is coming out to be equal to V square by R, right? And for finding out the value of W2, we must be knowing what is the power consumed across this. So what is the potential difference across this W2 we need to find. So suppose the potential difference across B1 bulb is V1, and for B2 bulb is V2. We know that V1 and V2 both are, V1 and V2 are in series combination. These two are in series combination. So potential difference across these two bulbs will be adding up to give the value V, right? And as the current must be passing through these B1 and B2 bulbs is same, so I current will be passing. So current is same, so we can make it equal, the current equal. So the current passing through B1 bulb will be equal to V1 by R, and V2 by R, 4R will be the current across passing through B1 and B2. So from here, to find out W2, we need to find out V2 square by 4R, right? V2 has to be found. So V2 will be equal to V1 by, V2 is 4V1, right? Okay. And V1, using this equation, V1 can be written as V minus V2. V2 will be equal to 4 times of V minus V2. This implies V2 is equal to 4V minus 4V2. This implies that 5V2 will be equal to 4V, and V2 is nothing but 4 by 5V. So this is the scenario. V2 is found. V2 is, we can put it over here, 4 by 5V square by 4R. Let's write down the final results in the next page. We got W1 as V square by R, right? And W2 as 16 by 25 V square by 4R. So 4 by 25 V square by R, we got it. Right, now we need to figure out W1 by W2. So take the ratio of these two equations. W1 by W2 will be equal to V square by R over 4V square by 25R. So V square by R will be cancelled out, and the value which we will get is nothing but 25 by 4. So option A is correct answer. So this is how you find it. Okay, let's move to the next question. What does the next question says? A wire is 4 meter long and has mass 0.2 kg. Okay, the length of the wire is given 4 meter and mass is also given, that is 0.2 kg. A wire is kept horizontally. A transverse pulse is generated by plugging one end of the tight wire. The pulse makes 4 trips back and forth along the cord in 0.8 seconds. So overall 4 trips means back and forth. So in one trip, the pulse will be going in the forward direction as well as going in the backward direction. So in one trip, the total distance traveled will be 4. The total distance traveled will be equal to 4 plus 4, right? As this is the string. So going forward, 4 meter is traveled. Going backward, 4 meter is traveled. In one trip, 8 meter distance is traveled. Overall, 4 trips are done by this pulse. So total distance traveled by the pulse will be nothing but 4 into 8. That is 32 meters. Okay, this is the distance traveled. Okay, and the time taken is 0.8 second. This means 4 trips. And fourth, along the cord in 0.8 second. So what is the velocity of the pulse? Because velocity of pulse is nothing but distance upon time. Distance is 32, time is 0.8. So 320 by 8, 40 meter per second. This is the speed of the pulse. We know the speed of the wave is nothing but tension, under root of tension by linear mass density. Okay, so velocity is 40. We need to figure out the tension of the cord. Linear mass density, that is mass of the rod, mass of the wire is 0.2 by distance, the length is 4 meter. Okay, so 1600 will be equal to 4 by 0.2 t. So from here we can get the answer. See, this thing can be written as 0.2 was present over here, so it will be 40, and this can be written as 2, and this 40 can cancel out. 2 is multiplied over there, and tension coming out to be equal to 18 newtons. So 18 newton has to be the correct answer, right? So A option is correct. So this is the way of solving this type of question. Let's move to the next question. Match the entries of column 1 and column 2. Again, this matching type of question has come again. Mass of products less than the mass of reactants. Iron nucleus, angle of contact is obtuse, incidence angle more than critical angle. See, angle of incidence is more than critical angle, total internal reflection will take place. Angle of contact is obtuse, stronger cohesive forces. So C will be connected to S and D will be connected to Q. C will be connected to S D will be connected to Q. That's it. Iron nucleus is most stable, we know, and mass of products is less than, so this will happen in the case of nuclear fission, right? So B option is the correct answer. So this is the way of solving such type of questions. Let's move to the next question. A particle moving along the x-axis is acted upon by a single force, that is this. Here F0 and K are constants. The particle is released from rest at x equal to 0. It will attain a maximum kinetic energy of this much. Find the value of n. Okay, if we know from work energy theorem, work will be given by change in kinetic energy, and as the force is the function of x, so initial kinetic energy will be 0 because the particle was released from rest at x equal to 0. So let's assume that the final kinetic energy will be given by the integration of ftx, right? And the x varies from 0 to x, suppose. So 0 to x, force is f0 e raised to power minus kx dx. Integration of this will be, f0 is constant, so it will be coming out, right? E raised to power minus kx as it is over k, right? The derivative of this can be written like this. So 0 to x, it is varying. The kinetic energy at any moment, at any position, will be given by, minus sign will be there, yes, negative sign will be there. So upper limit minus lower limit, e raised to power minus kx as it is 0. If this is 0, e has power 0, and this ratio will become 1. Upper limit minus lower limit will be equal to 1, and k will be intact as it is written over here. So kinetic energy at any moment is given by, I'm taking this negative sign inside, so f0 1 minus e raised to power minus kx by k. This is the expression of kinetic energy at any position x, right? But we need to make kinetic energy maximum kinetic energy of this. So what will be the maximum kinetic energy? For making kinetic energy maximum, this factor has to be 0, right? Because this factor is getting subtracted. This factor will be 0 when x will be infinity, because e raised to power, this is basically 1 upon e raised to power kx, and if I make x as infinity, this ratio will become 0. And if this factor, whole factor is 0, in that case the maximum kinetic energy will be coming out to be equal to f0 by k. So f0 by k has to be the answer. Now n we need to figure out, because we have to make this thing like this, so n has to be equal to 2. So this is your answer. Yes, this is your answer, right? Let's move to the next question. Find the magnitude of potential difference between A and B. We need to figure out the potential difference between point A and B as shown in the diagram. Okay, now as we can see over here, for point A and B, see, this circuit can be, I can create this circuit in another way also. Yes, see, these are the 2 points A and B. This section, and this whole section, right, all are in parallel. So this is point A and this one is point B, right? This is 4 volts, this is 1 ohm, this is 5 ohm, this is 3 ohm, this is 12 volt, this one is 4 ohm, This is 12 volt, this is 4 volt, and this one is 2 ohm, right? And this whole circuit, we can make it something like this also: 6 ohm, 4 volt, 12 volt, 3 ohm, 6 ohm, and 8 volt. As this cell and this cell both are both are connected in series, and positive terminals are connected, so the net effective EMF will be 8 volt, right? And these two resistances are in series, so we add up these two resistances. So, and this is point A and this one is point B. Now we need to figure out the effective EMF. That's it. This is the question. So we can easily figure out the effective EMF, or it is the potential difference between point A and B, will be given by E1 R1 plus E2 by R2 plus E3 by R3, because all the positive terminals are connected with A point, so there is no problem in that. 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. So this will be the effective EMF. We can just solve this. E will be equal to E1 is 4 by 6 plus E2 is 12 by 3 plus E3 is 8 by 6 by 1 upon 6 plus 1 upon 3 plus 1 upon 6, right? Just solve this value and get the answer. The answer we will be getting will be 9 volts. Okay, the final outcome will be equal to 9 volts. That's it. So this is very easy question. Let's move to the next question. What is the next question? It says a half section of thin uniform pipe of mass m and radius r is released from the rest. Pipe rolls without slipping. Okay, the change in potential energy of pipe when it has rolled through 90° is this. Then the value of n you need to find out. Okay, it's quite easy. The initial position is this, so the center of mass will be lying at this position, and they have given us the position of center of mass also. This is a semicircular ring. Okay, so the position of center of mass from origin, from O point, is 2r by pi, right? So the semicircular portion has turned a bit, and it has turned by 90°. Just a second. Right. So initially the potential energy will be according to this height. According to this height, the whole mass is supposed to be, because this is a uniform object. See, the change in potential energy in such cases in uniform objects is found by finding out the change in potential energy of the center of mass. That's it. Okay, so initial position will be equal to this of the center of mass from the ground. It will be at height r, and finally it will be at r minus 2r by pi. Okay, so the change in potential energy we can find out. Final potential energy minus initial potential energy we can find out, or I'm just subtracting the lesser potential energy from the more potential energy. So initially the potential energy was more, so mg r minus mg r minus 2r by pi, right? mgr minus mgr plus mg 2r by pi. mg and mgr will be cancelled out, so delta u will be equal to 2 mgr by pi. So the value of n is coming out to be equal to 2. That's it. This is how you'll be solving it. Okay, very easy question. Next question: the electric field associated with EM waves in vacuum is given by this expression. The value of wave vector k is what? Okay, so we know the wave velocity is nothing but omega by k, and k will be equal to omega by wave velocity. What is the value of omega? Omega is over here 6 into 10 raised to power 8. Very easy question. And the wave velocity, obviously the EM wave is there, so it must be moving with a velocity of 3 into 10 raised to power 8. Right. So the value of k is nothing but 2. Right. 2 has to be the correct answer. Yes, 2 is the correct answer. So very easy question. Let's move to the last question of this test. Thin prism P1 with angle 4 degree and made from glass of refracting index this much is combined with another prism made from glass of refracting index 1.72 to produce dispersion without deviation. Okay, so net deviation has to be 0. Net deviation has to be 0. The angle of prism in degrees is what? For second prism, we need to figure out the angle of prism. See, net deviation is 0, so the net deviation, the delta 1 minus delta 2 has to be equal to 0. So we know mu1 minus 1 into a is delta 1 angle of deviation for, because it is a thin prism, right? So we can use this expression, minus mu2 minus 1 a2 equal to 0. Mu1 is 1.54 and 4 degree minus 1.72 minus 1 a2 is equal to 0. Now the difference of these will be 0.54 into 4 degrees equal to 0.72 a2. So a2 is equal to 0.54 into 4 degrees by 0.72. Okay, so over here this will be cancelled out. 4, 3 degrees. 3 degrees will be the correct answer. Yes, 3 is the correct answer. This is how you deal with such type of questions, right? So this is the scenario, and I hope you have enjoyed the session, and all your doubts must have been cleared. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Hello students. So here we are to discuss the FLT-13. So without wasting the time, we're going to discuss the FLT-13. We are going to discuss from one by one, from question 1 to question 25. So here is the question first. Consider the assertion and reason given below. Assertion says CO bond order in the complex is given below. So to discuss the assertion, first we need to discuss the bonding in metal carbonyl. When we talk about the bonding in metal carbonyls, metal accept the electron through sigma bond and donate the electron through pi bond, or we can say metal carbonyl means carbonyl is a better pi acceptor, is a good pi acceptor, we can say. And this bonding is known as a synergic bonding, or we can say back pi bonding. As the more back pi bonding in metal carbonyl, the bond order lesser will be the bond order between the carbon and oxygen. More is the back pi bonding, lesser will be the bond order. So more back bonding, more back pi donation, from metal carbonyl, lesser will be the bond order of CO. Here, but PF3, PCl3 and PME3 is present. So when we talk about the PF3, PCl3 and PME3, PF3 is better pi acceptor, is a better pi acceptor than CO. Hence, back donation is more favored in the case of PF3. So the order of back donation hence back donation is more favored in PF3 rather than CO. So we can say PF3 is a better pi acceptor than PCl3. PF3 is better pi acceptor than PCl3 than PME3. PME3 is not a better pi acceptor, rather than it is a better pi donor. PME3. So hence, due to the when PF3 accept more electron with the help of back pi bonding, so metal do not have enough electron to give back the electron to the CO, due to which there is a lesser pi donation in the case of CO, due to which the bond order of CO will increases. Hence, the bond order which is given in assertion is right. When we talk about the order of electrons in ABMO of CO, definitely when there is a better pi accepting tendency of PF3 is present in the complex, then there is a lesser pi accepting, lesser pi donation, back donation through metal to the CO should be less, due to which the less electron are present in ABMO. So reason is also correct, and the reason is a correct explanation of a given assertion. So we can say the right answer is B. Let's cross check the answer. Yes, the correct answer is B. Now we will move to the question number 2. The question number 2 says the solubility of calcium fluoride in a water is 7.8 into 10 raised to the power minus 4 gram per liter. The value of log Ksp of calcium fluoride. So first we need to discuss the solubility of this. The formula of CaF2, and it will dissociate like Ca2 plus 2F minus. So if we talk about this, it should be S, it should be 2S. So Ksp is equal to S into 2S square. So the value should be S4S cube. So first we need to find the value of Ksp, and the solubility is given. Solubility is given, that is 7.8 into 10 raised to the power minus 4 gram per liter. First we need to convert. Actually, the definition of the solubility says the solubility should be in mole per liter, number of moles dissolved in per liter of volume. So what is the molar mass of calcium fluoride? If we calculate it, it should be 78. So to convert it into the mole per liter, we just need to divide the solubility with molar mass. So 7.8 into 10 raised to the power minus 4, that should be divided by 78. Then it convert into the mole per liter. So what should be the value? It should be 0.1 into 10 raised to the power minus 4. That should equal to 1 into 10 raised to the power minus 5. Now we need to find the value of Ksp. That should be equal to 4 into 10 raised to the power minus 5 whole thrice. That should equal to 4 into 10 raised to the power minus 15. You just need to solve this. Log Ksp is equal to log 4 plus log 10 raised to the power minus 15. You just need to solve this. You will get the answer. Log 4 is equal to 0.6 plus log 15. That should be minus 50. You just need to solve minus 14.6. So answer should be B. Let's cross check the answer. Yes, definitely second is the right answer. Now we need to discuss in which of the following, question number 3, in which of the following pair A is less stable than B. If we talk about for the carbocation, number of for the stability of carbocation, for the stability of carbocation, more is the number of hyperconjugation structure, more the number of hyperconjugation structure, more is the stability. More is the stability. So in the first case, how many number of alpha hydrogen are present? If we talk about alpha hydrogen, in this case, 4 alpha hydrogen are present. Or in this case, how many? 2, 2, and that should be the CS3. So 3, 4, 7 alpha hydrogen are present. So hence, according to the question, in which of the following pair A is less stable than B? So in the option A is less stable than B. So correct option should be A. When we talk about the other option, in the second case, this is a benzyl carbocation, this is a phenyl carbocation. Definitely A is more stable. In this case, this is a allyl carbocation. Due to the resonance, A is more stable. Where is it? Whereas if we talk about the option number D, due to the resonance, A is more stable as compared to B. Hence, for the question number 3, A should be the right answer. Let's cross check the answer. Is definitely A is the right answer. When we talk about the question number 4, in the question number 4, when we talk about the reaction, for this reaction, aniline will react with NaNO2 plus HCl at 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. It form a disonium salt. In which this positive charge is resonance stabilized, due to which it is stable at low temperature. Whereas if we talk about the normal alkene, if we talk about the alkyl amine, that is RME, RNH2, for the just like the example given above, that is a NH2. If we react it with NaNO2, first it forms the disonium salt, which is highly unstable, which is highly unstable, because there is no factor which stabilizes this disonium salt. It will further decompose in the presence of water. In the presence of water, it will further decompose and form alcohol. So, according to the given options, A should be the right answer. Why it is decompose the alkyl disonium salt? Because it is highly unstable. There is no factor which stabilizes the positive charge which is present on the nitrogen. So hence answer should be A. Let's cross check the answer. Yes, definitely A is the right answer. Now we're going to discuss, this is a question number 4. Now we need to discuss the question number 5. In the question number 5, when I minus react in the presence of acidic medium, in acidic medium, you just need to remember acidic medium, I minus convert into the I2, whereas in basic medium, I minus convert into the IO3. So hence the right option should be B. You just need to remember this thing. So let's cross check the right answer. Yes, definitely B is the right answer. Now we're going to discuss the next question, that is a nitrogen of which of the following compound does not convert into the ammonium sulfate in the estimation of nitrogen by Zeldal method. So Zeldal method is not applicable. If we write Zeldal method is not applicable. Method is not applicable for those compounds in which nitrogen present in the ring, or we can say nitrogen is a part of the ring, or if a compound containing nitro group or azo compound, for those Zeldal method is not applicable. So for whose compound containing nitrogen in ring, like pyridine, and second for those This method is not applicable compound which have compound containing anode to nitro group and azo compound. Azo compound are those which containing N double bond N, azo compound. So according to the given option, if we talk about the option number D, this is a nitrobenzene. So hence this method is not applicable for nitrobenzene. So the right option should be D. Let's cross check the answer. Definitely D is the right answer. Now, if we talk about the question number 7, the molar depression constant for a solvent 5 kg mole inverse. It means the Kf is 5.0 kg mole inverse. The depression in freezing point of a solvent, the molality is given. So the molality is equal to 0.4 mole per kg. The solution of Na2SO4 is, they are asking the delta Tf is equal to I into Kf into molality. So what is the value of I? Here when it completely dissociate, it will convert into the 3 ions, 2 Na plus and 1 SO4 2 minus. So when a compound will completely dissociate, so the number of ions which are produces, that is exactly equal to the value of I, that is equal to the Van 't Hoff factor. So here I is 3. What is the value of Kf? That is 5. When we talk about the molality, that is 0.4. So 15 into 0.4, that should be equal to 6. So answer should be D. Let's cross check the answer. Yes, definitely D is the right answer. When we talk about, come to the next question. Question number 8, the boron always form covalent bond. Definitely boron always form the covalent bond because the electronic configuration of boron is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p1. Due to its small size, it is very difficult to remove the 3 electrons from its outermost electron. It is very difficult. Let's suppose if we remove the electron from outer, let's suppose we remove the 3 electrons and we form, let's suppose we remove and we form the B3 plus. Due to the Fajans rules, if we form the B3 plus, according to the Fajans rules, its polarizing power is much larger. Due to the high polarizing power, it polarizes the electron from anion, due to which ultimately it will form, due to the high polarizing power, it will polarize the electron cloud of anion, and ultimately it form the covalent bond. So there is a two main reason. First one, the size of the boron is very small, due to which the removal of 3 electron is quite difficult. Let's suppose it, if we remove the 3 electrons, from boron, so due to the high polarizing power, it polarizes the electron of electron cloud and ultimately it forms the covalent bonds. So the small size of B3 plus favors the formation of covalent bond. Definitely, according to the Fajans rules, it favors the formation of covalent bond. So both assertion and reason are the both assertion is right and the reason is the correct explanation of assertion. So answer should be A. Let's cross check the answer. Definitely A is the right answer. Now come to the question number 9. If we talk about the NH4Cl, the structure of NH4Cl is the structure of NH4, that is the H plus and H. Let's discuss the structure of NH4. NH4Cl is formed when ammonia react with HCl. It gives NH4Cl. Now, the lone pair which is present on nitrogen, it donate to the H plus which is came from the HCl and form a coordinate bond, and After formation of coordinate bond, it form a cation, and that cation will form the ionic bond with Cl. So the structure of that should be some, it should look like something this, and the Cl minus. Cl minus. So hence NH4Cl will contain covalent bond definitely. So for A, that should be P Q. Definitely there is ionic bond. No, there is no hydrogen bond, and definitely there is a coordination bond. If we see here, only option in the option A, where A belongs to the P, Q, and S. P, Q, and S. Hence, the right answer is A. But we need to discuss some other points also. The structure of HC and HNC is something like H N, and the bond which is formed by H and C, if we need to discuss, that should be something like positive and negative. If we talk about the complete structure, so it should be N, C, and there is a one coordinate bond and covalent bond which are present in this case. If we talk about for the B, there is a covalent bond and there is a coordinate bond. So answer should be for B, P, and S. When we talk about the liquid H2O2, definitely the structure of H2O2 is like this. There is a, just definitely for C, covalent bond is present. Yes. Ionic bond is present. No, ionic bond is not present. Hydrogen bond is present. Yes, definitely hydrogen bond is present. That should be R. Is there any kind of coordination bond? No, there is no coordination bond in H2O2. When we talk about the CuSO4, it is a big coordinate complex where there is an ionic bond between the copper and the sulfate ion, and definitely covalent bond present in hydrogen and between the sulfur and oxygen, whereas hydrogen bond with the help, if we talk about the structure of CuSO4, there is a 2 hydrogen bond present in water molecules, and hence out of 5 water molecules, if we talk about the structure should be like this. That should be OH2, 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 and OH and H. That should be O minus, that is S, O, O, and O minus. That should be O minus, and S double bond O, and O minus. There is a one hydrogen bond which is present here. This is the hydrogen bond which is present. So hence there is a ionic bond between sulfate ion and copper ion, and there is a coordinate bond is also present between the copper ion and the water molecules. There is a covalent bond which is present in water molecule as well as in sulfate ion, and there is a hydrogen bonding is also present between water molecule and another water molecule and oxygen of the sulfate ion. Hence, there is all 4 bonding present in copper sulfate dot 5H2 CuSO4 dot 5H2O. So the D option, it means D, column D, we can say column in the column 1, D connected with P, Q, R, and S. Hence, the right option is A. Come to the next question. First, we need to cross check the answer. Yes, definitely it is the right answer. When we talk about the next question, question number 10 says, from the above compounds, correct order of reactivity in the electrophilic aromatic substitution. When we talk about CS3 is a activating group, where is weakly deactivating group? And NO2 is a strongly deactivating group. So hence answer should be second, then first, then third, then fourth. So we can see second, first, and third, and fourth. So option A should be the right option. Now Let's talk about this is the question number 10. Cross check the option. Yes, A, definitely A is the right answer. Now let's talk about the next question. What the next question says. In the next question, a compound react with HCl in the presence of heat. To what should be the answer? Due to the lone pair involved in the resonance with the benzene, so it is difficult to remove this OH group from the given compound. But in this case, this lone pair are not taking part in the resonance with benzene. So this lone pair is freely available. This take the H plus from HCl and form a complex that is a CH2 and OH2 positive. Now this OH2 is a better Gilligan group and it will remove. Now a benzyl carbocation is formed which is stabilized with the help of this group, which is stabilized with the help of OH, which is present at para position. This OH group stabilizes this benzyl carbocation. Then next Cl minus will attack at this position and form a compound, and the compound is CH2 Cl, and this is the OH. So we need to check the options. So according to this, option number D should be the right answer. D should be the right answer. Let's cross check the answer. If we cross check the answer, yes, definitely D is the right answer. Now we need to discuss the next question. Glucose does not react with HCN. Definitely it will react with HCN. Br2, yes, Br2, it will react with Br2. If we talk about the HNO3, yes, it will react with HNO3, 2,4-DNP. It will not react with 2,4-DNP. Because why it will not react with the 2,4-DNP? Because of the cyclic structure. Because of the glucose exists in cyclic structure, due to which aldehyde group is not freely available to react. And for 2,4-DNP, it is a derivative of ammonia. For the reaction of 2,4-DNP, aldehyde group should be freely available. Hence, it do not give the test of 2,4-DNP, although it having an aldehyde group. And but this aldehyde group is take part for the formation of hemiacetal, due to which glucose exists as a cyclic structure. Hence 2,4-DNP will not react with glucose and it will not give the orange PPT. So hence the right answer should be D. Right answer should be D. Let's cross check the answer. Yes, definitely 2,4. The aldehyde group in the glucose is involved in hemiacetal formation. So the aldehyde group in glucose is not free. Therefore, glucose does not react with 2,4-DNP, as I told you. Now come to the question number 30. Which of the following relations are correct? Definitely first relation is correct. As you know, this is the first relation. Second relation is also correct. Third relation is also correct. But the fourth relation is not correct. Rather than it should be delta H is equal to del U plus del NGRT is the right relation. So this relation is wrong. So according to the given relationship, option 1, 2 and 3 is the right answer. It means D is the right answer. It is clear? Right now, let's cross check the answer. Yes, definitely D is the right answer. Come to the next question. That is a question number 40. The correct order of Cl bond length XY. They are talking about the bond length. And the bond length is inversely proportional to the bond order. In this case, there is no pi bond with whose this lone pair will take part in resonance. But in this case, this lone pair will take part with this pi bond. In this case also, this lone pair will take part with this double bond. And hence, this NO2 is the electron withdrawing group, which withdraw the electron with the help of minus M effect. which withdraw the electron from pi bond. Hence, the delocalization, or we can say the resonance, in the case of third case is more as compared to the second as compared to the first. Actually, in the case first, there is no resonance. So the maximum bond order, if we talk about the bond order, in the case of Z is highest, then Y, then X, but we need to talk about the bond length. So the bond length order, it should be X, then Y, then Z. So the option A should be the right option. Let's cross check the answer. Yes, definitely A is the right answer. Now we need to discuss the next question. Which carboxylic acid give Hell-Volhard-Jelinski reaction? That carboxylic group which contain the alpha hydrogen will give the Hell-Volhard HVZ reaction. The HVZ reaction is RCH2. We can write it like this. This is COOH. In the presence of H2, that should be red P, or H2O, it will give RCH, that should X, and COOH. This X can be Cl or Br according to NCERT. So if a carboxylic acid having this alpha hydrogen, that carboxylic acid will give Hell-Volhard-Jelinski reaction. If we talk about the formic acid, the structure of formic acid is this. There is no alpha hydrogen. If I'm talking about the CH3COOH, yes, definitely it having alpha hydrogen. If I'm talking about the 2,2 dimethyl propanoic acid, the structure of this CH3, CH3 and CH3 and COOH, there is no alpha hydrogen. If I'm talking about this benzene ring, this benzoic acid, this is the structure of benzoic acid is this. So there is only one compound in which alpha hydrogen is present. So right option is B. Let's cross check the answer. Definitely B is the right answer. So if we talk about the question number 16, which one of the following sets of ion represents the collection of isoelectronic species? Isoelectronic means having the same electrons. So for K plus, how many number of electrons are present? That should be the 18. For Cl minus, that should be the 18. For Ca2 plus, that should be 18. For scandium, the atomic number is 21. For scandium 3 plus, after removing the 3 electron from 21, so that should be 80. So in option A, all the 4 ions have similar electron, hence the right option should be A. So we need to cross check the answer. Yes, definitely A is the right answer. This is the question number 60. Now we will discuss the question number 70. The effect of increase in pressure to the following reaction in equilibrium state. As we know that on increasing the pressure, equilibrium will shift in that direction where number of gaseous moles are less. So where the number of gaseous moles are less, if we see here in the PCl5, that is gas, that is PCl3 gas plus Cl2 gas. How many number of gaseous moles in the product side? 2. How many number of gaseous moles in the reactant side? 1. So now on increasing the pressure, equilibrium will shift in the backward direction, where if we talk about the dissociation of PCl5 will decrease. So if we read the option, the equilibrium will shift in forward direction and more Cl2 and PCl3 gas will be produced. No, this is not the right answer. The equilibrium will go backward due to the suppression of dissociation of PCl5. Sorry. Yes, definitely this is the right answer. No effect on equilibrium, no pressure effect on equilibrium. No, this is not the right answer. The equilibrium will go backward due to the increase in dissociation of PCl5. No, definitely equilibrium go backward, but not because of the increase of dissociation of PCl5, because of the suppression of dissociation of PCl5 occur in the given reaction. So definitely B should be the right answer. Let's cross check. Yes, B is the right answer. Now, which reactant is used to get the required product in the given reaction scheme? So here we can see how many number of carbon are present: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. On first we react with NaCl. It means in the reactant part, the number of carbons, actually then how many number of carbon is present? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the in the reactant part, the number of carbon should be 3. Okay, in the case of C option, in the case of B option, there is 3 carbon are present. So we start from the B option. So CS3, CH2, CH2, Cl. First it react with NaCl. So when it react with NaCl, NaCl will come as a nucleophile and it will remove the Cl. So the product CH2, CH2 and Cn. And after it react with NaHg, this is known as a Mendius reaction in the presence of ETOH. It will give CS3, CH2, CH2 and once again CH2 NH2. Yes, definitely if B should be the right answer. B is the right answer. Now we will gonna discuss, first we need to cross check. Yes, definitely B is the right answer. Now we're gonna discuss the question number 9. The rate constant of the reaction, the value of the rate constant is given. Order of the reaction is. So what is the value of K? That is a 2.3 into 10 raised to the power minus 4 second inverse. As you can see, the unit of rate constant is second inverse. So the unit says the order of the given reaction is first. So unit of K rate constant for the first order is equal to second inverse, hence order is 1. So right option is B. Let's cross check the answer. Yes, definitely B is the right answer. Now that is the question number 20. Which of the following below electronic configuration of lanthanoid is related to the formation of stable +2 oxidation state? In this case, this is the electronic configuration of EU. If we remove the 2 electrons from it, so EU just convert into the EU2 plus. After removing the electronic configuration of this become 4F7 and 6S0. It is a half filled. Due to the half-filled electronic configuration, it is stable. Hence, EU can convert into the +2 oxidation state. It can convert into the +2 oxidation state. Hence, the right option should be C. Let's cross check. Definitely, the right answer is C. Now, this is the question number 20. Now onwards, there is an integer type of question. Find the number of excluding the stereoisomers of aldols, both self and crossed, formed in a given reaction is. So okay, so the number of aldol which is formed, the first aldol with the this is the aldol condensation reaction. So the first aldol which is formed with the help of these given reactants, the first aldol is CS3. That should be C double bond O, and not like this. That should be OH, H, CH2 and C double bond OH. This is a self condensation, self aldol condensation. The second one, and for the second one, the answer should be CS3, CH2, C, OH, H, and for this, the second product CH, CH2, and this is C double bond OH. These two are the product of self aldol condensation. Now this is the product. Third product is the product of cross aldol condensation. So for this, the product should be OH and H. This is a CH, CH3 and CHO, and the fourth one, that should be CS3, CH2, COH and H. That should be CH2 and CHO. These 4 products are possible. So the answer should be 4. Let's cross check the answer. Definitely 4 is the right answer. Now the number of geometrical, question number 22, the number of geometrical isomers possible for the complex is given. It is something like M, A, B, C, D. All are the monodentate ligands. So how many geometrical isomers are possible? For this, if I'm talking about A, B, C, and D. Now you just fix the position of one ligand and rotate clockwise or anti-clockwise as your wish. That should be D, B, and C. Once again, here I am fixed the position of A, and clockwise interchange the position of B, C, and D with clockwise or anti-clockwise as your wish. Here I rotate the position according to the clockwise. So right now, next possibility, that is A, C, D, and B. If I rotate once again, then I will get the same thing as the first one. So here only 3 geometrical isomers are possible for this kind of compound. So answer should be 3. Let's cross check the answer. Yes, definitely answer is 3. Now question number 23. What is the oxidation state of sulfur in H2S? H2S2O7. Let the oxidation state of sulfur be X. So that should be plus 1 into 2 plus 2x plus minus 2 into 7. The sum should be 0. On solving this, you will get the value of x, that should be plus 6. If we talk about the structure of the given compound, the structure of the given compound should be like this. From structure or from this calculation, whatever you want to calculate, from where, whatever, from any method you can use and calculate the oxidation state, and the oxidation state of sulfur here 6. So what should be the right answer? Yes, definitely 6 is the right answer. Now this is the question number 23. Now we will discuss question number 24. The magnet ion and the permagnet. First of all, we need to know what is a magnet ion. If I'm talking about the magnet ion is MnO4 2 minus, whereas permagnet ion is MnO4 minus. If I'm talking about the structure of MnO, O minus and O minus. Here the structure of MnO4 minus, the structure of Mn double bond O, double bond O, double bond O, and here it is minus. The first point. In the magnet and the permagnet ion, the pi bonding take place by the overlapping of p orbital of oxygen and d orbital of manganese. Yes, definitely is a right statement. It is a right statement. Magnet ion, because when we talk about the Mn, the electronic configuration is, in the both case the oxidation state of Mn is in the both case oxidation state of Mn. If we talk about in the first case, it having a plus 6, in the second case it having a plus 7. So first we need to discuss the structure of Mn. The structure of Mn is that electronic configuration of Mn is, that is the argon, and that should be 3d5 4s2. Okay, how many electrons? 5 electrons and then 4 electrons, and 4p0 is available here. Okay, right now how many unpaired electrons? A 1 2 3 4 5 and 1 2. Okay, now this is in the ground state, and when we talk about in the excited state, this electron will jump here, and the electronic configuration is now electrons present 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. Now these 3 d3s, these d3s orbital will get hybridized. So these orbital will form the sigma bond with oxygen, sigma bond with oxygen, and this electron will form the pi bond. This electron will form the pi bond. Here this will form with this pi bond. When we talk about the MnO4 minus, this pi bond will also form. When we talk about MnO4 2 minus, only these two pi bond will form. Only these two pi bond will form. So hence the p orbital of oxygen will come and overlap with d orbitals with the help of sidewise, and it will form a pi bond. So hence magnet and permanganate ion, the pi bonding take places by overlapping of p orbital of oxygen and d orbital of manganese. Definitely it is a right statement. So the magnet ion is a green in color and the permanganate ion is a purple in color. Yes, it is also a right statement. It is also a right statement. Magnet and permanganate ion are paramagnetic. When we talk about the permanganate ion, so when we talk about the permanganate ion, there is no unpaired electron. But when we talk about the magnet ion, this pi bond is absent in magnet ion. This pi bond is absent in magnet ion. So hence in magnet ion there is one unpaired electron is present, due to which it is a paramagnetic. Whereas in this no unpaired electron, it is diamagnetic. So you need to remember this thing. Magnet ion is a paramagnetic, whereas permanganate ion is a diamagnetic. So this statement is wrong statement. So magnet and paramagnetic ion are tetrahedral. Definitely, as you can see, the structure of the magnet and permanganate ion, both are tetrahedral. So how many statements are correct? 3 statements are correct in the given question. So we can check the cross check. Yes, definitely 3 is the right answer. Now we need to discuss the last question of this paper. Find the solubility in millimoles per liter of the given complex if lambda m naught of cation is given, anion is given as, and the measured resistance was 33.5 ohm in the cell with the cell constant 20 centimeter inverse. Now let's solve this question. First, we need to find we know the formula, that is resistance is equal to Rho into L upon A. This L upon A is known as a cell constant, and this is R is equal to 1 upon, if we reciprocate this thing, this is the R is equal to Rho into G star, and this G star is known as a cell constant. Now I just want to write this like this 1 upon Rho and 1 upon G star. This 1 upon Rho is known as a kappa. So 1 upon R is equal to kappa into 1 upon G star, and this G star is cell constant. So now if we need to find the kappa is equal to, that is G star upon R. So what is the value of G star? That is the 0.2. What is the value of R? That is a 33.5. Now the value of kappa is 0.2 upon 33.5. Now we know the formula, that is molar conductivity is equal to kappa into 1000 upon concentration in mole per liter, which is means here we can write the solubility. So the solubility is equal to kappa into 1000 upon lambda m. In the case when we talk about the solubility, this lambda this lambda should be at infinite dilution. That should be lambda naught. So we just need to find the lambda m naught, which is equal to, that is the lambda of m of cation plus lambda m of anion. So what is the lambda m of cation? That is the 50 plus lambda m of anion, that is a 70, that is a 120 centimeter ohm inverse centimeter inverse ohm inverse centimeter in square and mole inverse. Okay, now you just need to put the value and solve the answer. So what is the value of kappa? That is a 0.2 upon 3.5 into 1000 upon 120. Just solve this equation and you will get the answer 0.4975 mole per liter. And we need to give the answer in should be in millimoles per liter. For this we just need to divide by 1000. So answer, we just need to divide by 1000. So answer should be here, it should be 0.04975 mole per liter, and we need to give the answer in millimole per liter. So answer should be, we need to just divide this answer by 1000. So answer should be 49.75 millimole per liter, which is equal to, almost equal to, for our if we convert it into the complete integer, that should be 50, nearest integer, millimole per liter. So answer is 50 is the right answer. We just need to cross check the answer. Yes, definitely 50 is the right answer. So that's all, guys. Hopefully you understand the this solution, and thank you. Bye bye.
Guys, I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I hope all of you have given your FLT-13 test as well, and I hope you're able to get good, amazing marks too. So in today's session, we're going to be discussing all the questions of FLT-13, and I hope any doubts that you might have had will get cleared with this. Okay? Chalo. So let's start off with the very first question. What do we have over here? So you have a set A which has the elements 1, A1, A2, A18 till 77. It's a set of integers with, it's an increasing set of values, no same values, no values repeated. Okay, there's another set A plus A which contains exactly 39 elements. Okay, so yeah, now what this means is, how many unique combinations can I create? I have 1 plus A1. Let's leave aside A1, A2, A3, everything, just using 1 and 77. Let's think about how many unique elements I can create. So 1 plus 1, 1 plus A1, 1 plus A2 till 1 plus 77. There's a total of 20 terms over here. And then I have 77 plus A1. Then I have 77 plus A1, 77 plus A2 till 77 plus 77, which is a total of 19 terms. So yeah, without even thinking about the combinations amongst A1, A2 till A18, without thinking about their combination, only using 1 and 77, I have a total of 39 unique terms. Nothing is repeated over here. I hope you're able to see there's no repetition absolutely possible, because in one case you're adding 1 and another case you're adding 77. No repeat values are ever going to be possible, and A1, A2, they're all distinct values. The 39 terms were completed over here only. Now We have to talk about all the other combinations also. They have to be including inside this 39 terms itself. When is that possible? That is only possible when this 1, A1, A2, A18, 77, this becomes a AP. Because if this becomes an AP, then any two terms ka addition, like let's say these two terms ka jo addition hai, what will it be? It is A plus D and A plus 2D over here ka format, which is 2A plus 3D, which I can write as A plus 3D, which is equal to what? 1 plus A2. Okay, 1 plus A3 wala jo term hai, A2 wala jo term hai, it's going to be identical over here. So when we ensure that this entire sequence is nothing but a simple AP, then we can say that all the other combinations of A1 to A18, they will all form nothing but the same 39 terms which we have created by adding 1 or 77. It's only possible when it's an AP over here. So now as this is an AP, we need to find the A1 till A18 ka sum. We need the A1 A18 ka value, and we also need the common difference. So I can say that 77 is the 20th term, so which means it is equal to 1 plus 19D. So that's 76 equals to 19D. That's D equals to 4. So common difference is 4, which means A1 will be equal to 5, and A18 jo hai, that will be equal to 77 minus 4, that is 73 over here. What is the sum of these 18 terms? N, that's 18 by 2 into first term 5 plus last term 73 over here. So that's 9 into 78 over here. So this comes out over here as equal to 702. Option B, the answer for this question. 780 minus 78. Yeah, 702 will be the answer for this question. Yes, 702 is the answer over here. Okay, everyone. Hope the idea is clear. Moving on. Find the possible coordinate on y square equal to 8x. Y square equal to 8x, if I'm assuming a point, 80 square comma 280. What is the value of A? A is equal to 2. So you have 2t square comma 4t. This is a random point I can assume. You have been told that it is closest to this circle over here. So if it is closest to the circle, it will always pass through the center. Okay? I can simply find the point which is closest to the center. It's the same concept. Okay? It will be closest to the circle as well. It will be closest to the circle as well. I need to minimize this distance from the center. It will automatically minimize the distance from the circle as well. So what is the center of this circle? It is 0 comma minus 6. So what is the distance between these two? It is 2t square ka whole square plus 4t minus plus 6 ka whole square. There's a root, but instead of minimizing the distance, I can also minimize distance ka square. It's the same concept. Okay, so I need to minimize this expression over here. Now let's differentiate this. So this is the expression which I need to minimize. Let's differentiate with respect to t. So what will I get? This is 4t power 4. That's 16t cube. Plus you will have 2 into 4t plus 6 multiplied by 4t plus 6 ka derivative is 4 over here. So what is this? This gives you 16t cube plus 32t, and then you have a plus 48, right? Yeah, plus 48 over here. What is this? I can take 16 common. I have t cube plus 2t plus 1 over here. I can say that minus 1 is one of the roots over here. So 16 times t plus 1. Then I'll have a t square. And last one I will have a plus 1. And what am I looking for over here? Will minus t work? Yeah, minus t works over here. So t square minus t plus 1. Now t square minus t plus 1 ke liye, can you see that it has no roots? This one has no roots because discriminant is negative. So the only possible value of t is what? T equals to minus 1. So the only possible value is t equals to minus 1. This is the only point where this expression, this biquadratic expression takes a minima value. There's only one point, then it has to be a minima point over here. Substitute t equals to minus 1, you'll get 2 comma minus 4. Option A is the point which is closest to this circle x square plus y plus 6 ka whole square equals to 1. Okay. Moving on. So what do we have here? 4-digit numbers are formed using 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Repetition is allowed. Cool. The number of such numbers which are formed which are odd. Okay. Odd numbers. Odd numbers ke liye what do you have to do? So 4-digit number hai. Odd ke liye at the ones place I need to ensure that 1, 3 or 5 are coming, right? Then for the first place, I know that 0 cannot come over here. So only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options. And the remaining 2 places, I have all these 6 options available over here. Okay, so what is this? That's nothing but 30 into 18 over here. That's 540. So 540, but here they have given to you 480. Not exactly equal. So statement 1 is false. Statement 1 is false. So, we have to check both statements anyway. Okay. Let's talk about statement 2. The number of such numbers which can be formed which contain exactly 3 different digits. Oh, so now see, exactly 3 different digits means only 1 digit is repeated. Are you able to understand? Exactly 1 digit has to be repeated over here. But now 0 also causes a bit of problem. So let's divide this into two cases, one where 0 is not included and another one where 0 is actually included. Okay? Let's take these two cases. So when 0 is not included, so out of the remaining 5, I will select any of the three elements. One of them will be repeated. So let's select the repeating element 3C1. After that, the 4 elements that I have, they can be rearranged in 4 factorial number of ways, but I'll have to divide by 4 factorial because one element is repeated, because one element it is repeated. Okay? Now let's talk about when 0 is included. Achha, now when 0 is included, here also you will have two cases. Okay? When 0 is repeated and when 0 is not repeated. Able to see this? So when 0 is repeated, first of all, I need to select two other numbers out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5C2 number of ways I can select the other numbers. And now after that, if 0 is repeated, just think about it. I've selected the two numbers. 0 ka repetition is possible, where all I can have 0 repeated over here. These are the two places where 0 can repeat, or I can have 0 repeated over here, or I can have 0 repeated somewhere over here. Okay? These are the options that I have. I have basically 3 options of repeating 0. And in all of these options, can you see that the two numbers which I have selected, they can also be rearranged in 2 factorial number of ways, that is 6. Okay? So 5C2 into 6 is the number of cases basically where 0 is the repeated element that you have and the remaining 2 you can rearrange. Next, if 0 is not repeated, okay? If 0 is not repeated, meaning I need to select 2 elements, so I need to select over here also. I hope you're able to see this. 2 elements, so I need to select over here also. And after that, what will I think? Again, I will have to think about my basic manipulation. 0 repeated here. Any of the other out of the 2 elements which I have selected, any other 2 elements I need to repeat. Here also, let's make the cases only with respect to 0. That's the best way to deal with 0 anytime. Okay? 0 can either come at the last place, second place, or the hundreds place over here. These are the 3 values possible for 0. Now in the remaining places, one of the element is repeated. So that means how many arrangements are possible? 3 factorial divided by 2 factorial, that is 3 arrangements are possible. So 3 arrangements over here, 3 arrangements over here, 3 arrangements over here. So total 3 into 3 arrangements are basically allowed over here. And also you can select which element you are repeating. So there will also be a 2C1. There will also be a 2C1 to select which exactly is the element that you are repeating over here as well. Okay? So what is 5C2? That's 10. So you have 60 plus what you have over here. You have 20 into you have this 9. So that's 180 plus 60. That's 240. And then over here, what do you have? 5C3 is also 10. So 10 into 3 into what is 4 factorial upon 2 factorial? That's 6. So that's 180. So you have 180 plus 240 wala value. What is this equal to? That's 420, which is not equal to 360. So that means statement 1 and statement 2, they're both false statements. Okay? They're both false statements. Option B will be the answer for the question. Okay? Everybody, hope the idea is clear. Let's take a look at this one over here. What do you have? System of equation as this is like the easiest question that you could ever hope for. P plus 1, P minus 1, P plus 1, P plus 2, P minus 1, P plus 2, P. This is equal to 0. Subtract row 1 from both row 2 and row 3. So row 1 remains the same. P plus 1, P minus 1. If you subtract, you will get 1. If you subtract, you will get minus 1. If you subtract, you will get 3. If you subtract, you will get minus 1. If you subtract, you will get 1. If you subtract, you will get 1 over here. This is equal to 0. So you have P into minus 1 minus 3, that's minus 4, plus P plus 1 into 1 minus of minus 3, that is 4, plus P minus 1 into 1 minus 1, that is 0, equals to 0 over here. So what do you have? You have basically minus 4P plus, oh, hold on a second, I messed something up. How is the P getting cancelled? Will there be no real values? Oh, we missed something. There should be minus, right? P plus 1 wala term, and there should be minus over there. Minus 4 is equal to 0. So that's minus 8P equals to 4. P is minus 1 by 2. There's a single exact value of P. Option C will be the answer. Okay. Hope the idea is clear, everyone. Moving on. So V1 and V2 are two vectors. ABC belong to minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. Find the number of non-zero vectors V2 which are perpendicular to V1. Cool. Non-zero means 0, 0, 0 allowed niyam. If they're perpendicular, V1 dot V2 should be equal to 0, which means A into 1, B into 1, C into 1. That's A plus B plus C should be equal to 0. So let's think about how many combinations are possible. So I can take minus 1, 1 and 0. That's one possibility. I can take minus 2, 2 and 0. That's another possibility. I can take 2, minus 1, minus 1. I can take minus 2, plus 1, plus 1. Any other combination, 0, 0, 0 is not allowed. So these are the only combinations which are possible. Now in all of these combinations also, can I say that minus 1, 1, 0 between A, B, C, I can rearrange them in 6 factorial number of ways. Sorry, 3 factorial, which is 6. Over here also I can rearrange in 3 factorial, which is 6. Here only 2 can be arranged, that is 3 factorial upon 2 factorial ho jayega because -1 is repeated, and last case mein 1 is repeated, so here also 3. So what do you have? 6 plus 6 plus 3 plus 3, that's 18 is the total possibilities. Is that the answer? Yeah. Option A, 18 different ways basically you have of selecting ABC such that they are perpendicular. Okay, everyone? Hope the idea is clear. Sure. Moving on. Okay. Now, if you are looking at this question directly, one thing that should pop into your mind is, here I had some 2x power 16, 3x power 18, 8, 6, and here every term mein I have an x power 8 extra which is multiplied, right? X power 8 which is extra multiplied over here. So what this means is I need to somehow create that type of a term over here, which is basically dividing and multiplying by x power 8 in the numerator denominator. But because of this power 1 by 8, जो denominator numerator वाला term तो it will become 2x power 24 plus 3x power 16 plus 6x power 8. Denominator में power 1 by 8, denominator में x power 1 by 8, power 1 by 8, that will become simply x. And you have x power 24, x power 16, x power 8. So you can cancel these two, and what you get is x power 23 plus x power 15 plus x power 7 into 2x power 24 plus 3x power 16 plus 6x power 8 power 1 by 8. Now just substitute this as equal to t. So what are you getting? You will get 48 x power 23 plus 48 x power 15 plus 48 x power 7 dx is equal to dt. So that means this entire term becomes what? Integral t power 1 by 8 into 48 you'll have to divide. So let's take the 48 outside over here into dt wala expression. Okay? So this is the basic format that you're going to get. Now what you have to do? Integrate it out. What is the integral? It is t power 9 by 8 divided by 9 by 8 into 48 over here. You can cancel this, 54. So that gives you what? 1 upon 54 into t power 9 by 8, t which is the original substituent over there. So alpha ka value jo hai, that is 54. Beta is 9 and gamma is 8 over here. So this is what you have to find. What is this value equal to? That's 62 plus 9, that's 71. Yes, which is the answer for the question. 71 will be the answer over here. So basic substitution ka one of the most standard type of integrals that you can ever see. Clear, everybody? Moving on. Okay, so 2 cards are drawn successively with replacement from a well shuffled deck of 52 cards. Okay, what is the mean number of aces? So here I'll have to create the probability random variable and the probability distribution function. So if I'm taking out 2 cards. So number of aces possible are I could get 0 ace, I could get 1 ace, or I could get 2 aces. These are basically the 3 possibilities. Let's find the individual probability. What is the probability of getting 0 aces? So in the first try also I should not get ace. Not getting ace ka probability is 12 by 30. Second try also I should not get ace, that is 12 by 30. How can I get 1 ace? Either the first one will be ace or the second one will be ace. So this will be 2 times probability of getting an ace, which is 1 by 13 into not getting an ace, 12 by 13. Probability of getting both aces, that is 1 by 13 into 1 by 13, right? In both the cases, if I want ace, 1 by 13 into 1 by 13. What is the average? That's always summation ni pi. Number possible, xi pi ni pi, whatever you want to write. So this will be first term as 0 plus second one mein 1 into 24 by 169 plus third wale mein 2 upon 169. That's 26 upon 169. Divide the 13. That's 2 by 13. Do we have? Yes. Option C, 2 by 13 should be the answer for this question. Yeah. Option C, 2 by 13 will be the answer over here. Okay, we got pretty basic, simple question. Sure. Moving on. Okay, what do we have over here? We have been told sine square 2 pi by 7, sine square pi by 7. From here, I can directly see that, see, you have sine square 2 theta divided by sine square theta. Can I say this is 2 sine theta cos theta ka whole square? That's 2 sine square theta cos square theta wala format, right? Sine square I can cancel. I'll simply get 4 times cos square pi by 7 plus cos square 2 pi by 7. And the last one you might say, sir, here it's different, but yeah, sine pi by 7 will be equal to sine square pi by 7 will be equal to sine square 8 pi by 7. Right? It doesn't really matter. So last me will get plus cos square 4 pi by 7 plus cos square 4 pi by 7 ka format is what you will get over here. Now look at this, pi by 7, 2 pi by 7 and 4 pi by 7. I have this value over here. This is one of the direct triangle inequality in the properties. If you remember over here, SOT you have this direct result we have proved previously that if a plus b plus c, the sum of angles is equal to pi, then we know that cos square a plus cos square b plus cos square c, that is equal to 1 minus 2 cos a cos b cos c. Okay, this is what we are going to use over here. So I can write this as 4 times 1 minus 2 cos pi by 7 cos 2 pi by 7 cos 4 pi by 7. अच्छा, after that, now can I see that the angles जो है, they are present in a GP. Pi by 7, 2 into pi by 7, 2 square into pi by 7. So I can write this as 4 times 1 minus 2 into sine 2, 3 terms. So 2 cube into pi by 7 divided by 2 cube into sine pi by 7. Okay, what is this? This is 4 times 1 minus 2 into sine 8 pi by 7. Sine 8 pi by 7 divided by 8. This 8 I can cancel. 4 sine pi by 7. Now what is sine 8 pi by 7? Sine square 8 pi by 7 is equal to sine square pi by 7. But actual value of sine 8 pi by 7 that is minus sine pi by 7. Okay, so I can cancel these two, but with a minus sign that is left off. So what does the final answer look like? It is 1 plus 4 into 1 plus 1 by 4. That's 4 into 5 by 4. Final answer should be equal to 5. Okay, final answer over here should be equal to 5. That's the answer we're looking for. Okay, moving on. So what do we have over here? So y equals to y of x satisfies this. Anytime you have something like this, Newton-Leibniz theorem, differentiate. So what is the derivative of y? dy by dx. What is the derivative? Substitute x, you will get y. X ka derivative is 1. 1 is a constant, 0 equals to 2x. So basically you have dy by dx plus 1y equals to 2x. So p is 1 over here. So integrating factor kya ho gaya? That's e power integral 1 dx, that is e power x. So the solution over here, y into integrating factor is equal to integral 2x into e power x plus c. What is this? This is, you will use by parts over here, 2x into e power x minus integral 2 into e power x, that is 2 e power x, plus the constant of integral over here, y into e power x. Achha. Now they've asked us to find y of e ka value, but how do I get the value of c? So we need to find some value which I can get x and y with certain relation. Based on this condition, the easiest substitution is put x equals to 1. So I'll get y plus 0 equals to 1 ka square. So I can say that the point passes through 1 comma 1. The curve passes through 1. X equal to 1 pe y is equal to 1. So if I put x equal to 1, y equal to 1, what will the value of c look like? So this will be e equals 2e minus 2e plus c. So c is equal to e over here. So that means finally what's your curve? It is y e power x is equal to 2x e power x minus 2 into e power x plus e. This is the expression that we are actually looking for over here. And now what we can do is, I've been asked to find y of e. So just put x is equal to e over here, and that gives you y into e power e is equal to 2e into e power e minus 2 e power e plus e. This e power e I can see everywhere. Let's just cancel this out. Last term it will become, last term does not have e power e, so it will get a minus e. So y ka value kya aa gaya? It is 2e minus 2 plus e power 1 minus e. That's option A. This will be the answer for the question. Okay, we can say that option A will be the answer over here. All right. So moving on. So what do we have over here? dy by dt. Not sure why t has been used over here, but yeah, dy by dx would have been so comfortable to deal with. So okay, dy by dt equals tan y upon 1 plus t plus 1 plus t into e power t sec y. The sec y was hidden over here. There was sec y and tan also I can write as sine into sec wala formats, right? So this multiply sec throughout, and that will multiply cos throughout, and that will give you cos y dy by dt equals to sine y upon 1 plus t plus 1 plus t into e power t ka format over here. Okay, so I can now just put sine y jo hai, that I can reduce this out into a linear differential equation. Put sine y is equal to some variable, let's use x. Rarely gets the substitution wala format x. So now what I have over here, this is dx by dt is equal to, let's shift it over to the right side, minus 1 upon 1 plus t into x is equal to 1 plus t into e power t is equal to 1 plus t into e power t. So what is the integrating factor? This will be equal to e power integral minus 1 upon ln t, that's minus ln 1 plus t wala format over here. This is your integrating factor. What is this equal to? E power ln 1 plus t power minus 1, 1 upon 1 plus t. So that's equal to 1 upon 1 plus t. So the solution x, which is sine y into 1 plus t is equal to integral 1 upon 1 plus t into 1 plus t e power t. So 1 plus t gets cancelled out over here. And what you're left off with is sine y is equal to e power t into 1 plus t plus c into 1 plus t. So I can take e power t plus c together, and combined I can multiply the t plus 1 or 1 plus t. So that gives you option D as the answer. Sine y equals to e power t plus c into t plus 1. That's option D, the answer for this question. Okay, so quite a simple question. Little bit of basic manipulation was required over here. Alrighty, moving on. What do we have now? The mean and variance of marks obtained by students in a test are 10 and 4 respectively. Total number of students is not known. Later it was found that one of the students got a mark 8 instead of 12. Okay? His actual marks was 12, but he got 8, which is the wrong marks. So if the correct mean is 10.2, what will be the new variance? Okay. So first of all, let's try to get the count. So can I say that the total number of marks was 10 into number of students 10n. But now I need to remove the wrong value 8 and I need to give the correct value 12, and then the mean is said to be equal to what? Then it is said to be equal to 10.2. So what is this? This is 10 plus 4 by n is equal to 10 plus 0.2 wala format over here. So what does this give you over here? This will give you 4 by n is equal to 2 by 10 over here. That gives you n is equal to 20. N ka value we have got 20. Now let's try getting the summation xi square. So the wrong summation of the squares of observation divided by 20 minus mean, which was 10, so 10 ka square, this is equal to the variance 4. So from here I can say summation xi square jo hai, that is equal to 104 multiplied by 20, that's 2080 over here. This is the wrong, okay, this is the wrong summation xi square. What will be the correct summation xi square? How can I get the correct summation xi square? So for that I will have to remove the wrong wrong marks ka square, that is minus 64, and add the correct marks ka square, that is plus 144 over here. So what does this give you? This gives you 2080. What is that? That's plus 80 right here. That's 2160. So I have summation xi square is equal to 2160 over here. This is the value that I've gotten. Okay, so now we have got the correct summation xi square. We have everything that we need. We can directly find the average variance over here as equal to summation xi square divided by n total number of terms, which is 108, minus average, which is 10.2 ka whole square. What is 10.2 ka whole square? That's 100 plus 0.2. I can write it as a square 100 plus b square 0.04 plus 2 into 20 into 0.2, that's 4 over here. So basically 104.04. If I minus this, that's 3.96. Yes, option C, 3.96 will be the answer for the question. The variance is going to slightly go below over here to 3.96. Okay? All of you, is the idea clear? Got it. Chalo away. That let us move on. Let's have a look at the next one. Mod x into sin x is differentiable at x equal to 0. Function is not differentiable. G of x is differentiable. Statement 2, though we know it is a true statement, that if one function is not differentiable, another is differentiable, the product can be differentiable at that point. So statement 2 is directly true. So statement 2 false wale to dono option I can eliminate. Now all we have to think about is mod x into sin x at x equal to 0. What are the two definitions? To the left side it is minus x sin x. To the right side it is plus x into sin x. Let's find both the derivatives. What is the derivative over here? This is minus of sin x plus x cos x. And over here you have sin x plus x cos x. So I think one is negative, one is positive. But at x equal to 0, what will happen is you have 0 and 0. They are both equal, which means that yes, statement 1 mein your f of x jo hai, it is actually differentiable. Hence, statement 1 is true and so is statement 2. Okay? That was a way too easy question. Let's move on. What do we have here? So cubic equation, let's convert into the general form. X cube minus x square plus a power 4 plus 4a square plus 1 into x minus a square equals to 0. This is a cubic equation that we have. Now over here, I can say that summation alpha is equal to sum of roots will be 1. Summation alpha beta, sum of product of roots taken 2 at a time, is a power 4 plus 4a square plus 1. And alpha beta gamma, the product will be equal to a square over here. Cool. Now what we have to find is alpha upon beta addition and the reciprocal wala addition as well. Can I say that alpha, how can I create this? Basically, it is created when alpha plus beta plus gamma and 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta plus 1 by gamma is multiplied, right? I will be able to see 3, 1, 1, 1 I will get. After that, I have alpha by beta, alpha by gamma, beta by alpha, beta by gamma, gamma by alpha, alpha by gamma. Sorry, gamma by beta. I have all of those combinations. So basically, this entire summation alpha by beta plus alpha by beta ka power minus 1. I've got this summation. Okay? So that's created. Now we have to think about what is alpha plus beta plus gamma. That's directly summation sum of roots. So that is 1. Over here, can I write this as summation alpha beta divided by alpha beta gamma? Because I'll get beta gamma plus alpha beta, right? So that's basically a power 4 plus 4a square plus 1 divided by product is a square. That minus 3 is the required summation. In your case, alpha by beta plus alpha by beta power minus 1 ka jo summation hai, This is the expression that we have. Okay, so if I simplify this a little bit, what do I have? I have a square. Oh, good. A square plus 4 plus 1 upon a square minus 3. That's a square plus 1 upon a square plus 1. And we know that a square plus 1 upon a square jo hai, what is the minimum value of a square plus 1 upon a square? That is 2. So 2 plus 1, overall the minimum value will be equal to 3. Overall the minimum value will be equal to 3 over here. Option D should be the answer for the question. Yes. Option D, 3 will be the answer over here. Okay, everyone? Hope the idea is clear. Basic manipulation and a little bit logic you have to use for this question. Okay. Moving on. This function is said to be not a 1-1 function. Okay. F of x is not 1-1 if for any x1, x2 domain belonging to x1 is not equal to x2, f of x1 is equal to f of x2. That's the correct definition of many one function. So statement 1 is true. So statement 1 is false. Well, sorry, statement 2 is true. Actually, there was no point behind checking that also. Okay. Let's now work on this x square minus 5x minus 9 divided by 3x square plus 2x plus 7. So anytime you have such a question, one thing that you can always check is, see if your quadratic equation has real roots. If it has real roots, 2 roots, then directly it's a many one function. Let's check the discriminant. Discriminant is coming out as b square minus 4ac. That's a positive discriminant that you're getting. So as you have a positive discriminant, I can say that there will be 2 values for which f of alpha, let's assume the roots as f of alpha and f of beta. F of alpha and f of beta, at 2 values, this function is going to be equal to 0. And as it is equal to 0 at 2 unique values, denominator is never 0. So that's, you don't have to think about what if the root is getting cancelled. Denominator is a discriminant negative, so never 0. So 2 roots I have where this function is equal to 0, which means alpha and beta are 2 unequal points where the output is coming out equal, making it a 1-1 function, not a 1-1 function. So statement 1 is true, statement 2 is true, and yes, statement 2 is a correct explanation for statement 1. That's option A, the answer for this question. Okay? The idea is clear, everyone. Moving on. What do we have here? In an English paper, there are 5 questions such that the sum of marks is 30. Okay. And the marks of any question has to lie between 2 and 8. Oh, this is the type of question wherein we have this concept. Now, you need to find the coefficient of x power 30 in x square plus x cube till x power 8 power 5 questions, right? Power 5. So from here, this I can reduce this out, take the x square common. That becomes x square power 5, x power 10 if you take common. Then we are looking for coefficient of x power 20 in 1 plus x power 6 power 5. Now what is this? Can I say that this is nothing but 1 minus x, 1 into 1 minus x power 7 divided by 1 minus x power 5. So basically, you are looking for the coefficient of x power 20 in 1 minus x power 7 power 5 into 1 upon 1 minus x power 5. Now, why did I not change this? Because we know logic that 1 upon 1 minus x power r, anytime you have this expansion and you're looking for the coefficient of any x power n, right? Any x power n ka coefficient, if you're looking, we know the coefficient of x power n in this series is what? N plus r minus 1, c r minus 1. You learned this in multinomial, right? In probability wala multinomial mein, you've learned this. So this is the result which we have to use over here. So now, how will I exactly find this? So first of all, 1 minus x power 7 whole power 5, what all powers are possible? It can have x power 0 possible, right? Basically at 5c 0. Then it can have x power 7 possible. Then it can have x power 14 possible. I will not consider x power 21 over here because that's going to go over your acceptable value over here. Negative wala power we are not going to get over there, right? So these are the possibilities that you have. So now x power 0 ke liye, what do you need? What do you need from 1 upon 1 minus x power 7? I need x power 20. So what will be the coefficient of x power 20? It will be 20 plus r minus 1, c r minus 1. What is the coefficient of x power 0? X power 0 ka coefficient will be simply 1. Okay. Similarly, what is the coefficient of x power 7? That is 5c1. And what do we need? We need x power 13 over here, right? What's the coefficient of x power 13 in 1 upon 1 minus x power 5? That is 13 plus 5 minus 1, c 5 minus 1. Similarly, x power 14 ke saath you need x power 6. So there you will have plus 5c2 x power, oh, this will be minus. This should be minus, right? And then you have 5c2 into, you have this 6 plus 5 minus 1, c 5 minus 1. So these are the overall terms that you're going to get. And finally, it looks something like this. 24c20 minus 5c13 minus 1 and 6c10 minus 1 wala value over here. These are the coefficients which you're looking for. And that gives you the overall answer over here as 820. But again, hope the idea is clear. And yeah, from this we have got 8 to 6 as the value, and we can say that 8 plus 2 plus 6 into 2 by 5, that value comes out as 6.4. That's the answer that we are looking for. Okay, it's an interesting application of multinomial theorem. Moving on. Okay, what do we have over here? You have A, it's a complex number Z with argument equal to pi by 4. So argument pi by 4 will look something like this. Then you have another complex number which is Z from 3, 3. So 3, 3 will lie on the argument equal to pi by 4, and from 3, 3 they're telling that the argument is 2 pi by 3. So from 3, 3, if you draw 2 pi by 3, it will look something like this. Here there is no point of interaction between them, because one is 3, 3, say you're getting angle pi by 3, 2 pi by 3, another one is pi by 4. They are passing through 3, 3, but not exactly at that point 3, 3 over here. So that means their intersection, there's no complex number which will satisfy both these conditions. Okay, so moving on. You have x upon a plus y upon b equals to 1, and ax plus by is equal to 1, two variable lines, a and b being the parameters, and there's a relation a square plus b square equals to ab. This is nothing but a by b plus b by equal to 0, right? Equal to 1, sorry. Now, how can I create such a term? I need to basically eliminate a and b, right? Let's multiply the first and the second equation. Why am I doing that? Because I can see a by b and b by a created. So I will get x square plus b by a into xy plus a by b into xy plus bb gets cancelled out, y square, 1 into 1 is 1 only over here. And what is this over here? If you take xy common, you have b by a plus a by b, that's equal to 1. So you have basically x square plus xy plus y square minus 1 equals to 0 wala format over here. So x square plus y square plus xy minus 1 equal to 0. Option A will be the answer for this question. Okay, so option A will be the answer over here. Okay, simple basics of question. Alright, moving on. What do we have? So equation of a circle which touches the x-axis at the point a, 0, a is positive, cuts the intercept of length b units on the y-axis, is x square plus y square minus alpha x plus beta y plus gamma equals to 0. If the circle lies below the x-axis, what is the value of 2a, b square? Okay. So first things first, what information do we have? We have been told that the circle jo hai, it basically touches your x-axis at this point 4, 0. And actually not 4, 0 at any point. No? We don't know what this point is. A, 0 basically. And then let's assume the radius to be r. So down over here, a, minus r will be the center. And you have been told that this is b units. So from here, can I draw the triangle over here? This is the half distance. So from here, I can say that radius jo hai, r square, that will be equal to b by 2 ka square plus, what is this distance? This distance is a units. This distance is a units over here plus a square. So essentially r square is b square by 4 plus a square over here. So can I say that the equation of the circle jo hai, that will be x minus a ka square plus y plus r ka square is equal to b square upon 4 plus a square. What is this? This is x square plus a square minus 2ax plus y square plus r square plus 2ry equals to b square by 4 plus a square. A square you can cancel it out. You have x square plus y square minus 2ax plus 2ry plus r square minus b square upon 4 equals to 0. Now from here I can compare and I can say that jo alpha hai, that is equal to 2a. So 2a ka value should be alpha. So gamma wale two options, they can be directly eliminated. Then what do you have? Then you have this beta is equal to 2r. Okay, beta is equal to 2r, but we need b ka value. All right. And then you have gamma equals to r square minus b square by 4. So r is equal to beta by 2. So I can say gamma jo hai, that is beta square minus b square upon 4. So what does this give you? This gives you 4 gamma is equal to beta square minus b square. So b square ka value will be beta square minus 4 gamma. That's why it will be option D, the answer for this question. Okay? All of you, the idea is clear. So you'll get over here that 2a ka value jo hai, that is alpha, and b square ka value is beta square minus 4 gamma. Option D will be the answer. Okay? Quite simple and a bit calculative, I'd say, question. Okay. Moving on. We have x and y given over here. For what value of n will this be a constant? Okay, let's find both of them first. Let's find dy by dx. Dy by dx kya hoga? It will be 60 divided by 3t square, which is equal to 2 upon t. What is d square by dx square? D square by dx square will be, differentiate this, that's minus 1 upon t square into dt by dx. What is dt by dx? Dx upon dt is 3t square. ठीक है ना. So you will get dt upon dx as 1 upon 3t square. So minus 2 upon 3t power 4. So d square by dx square will become minus 2 upon 3t power 4. And now just think about this. If I want to make this value minus 2 upon 3t power 4 divided by 2 by t power n, if I want to make it a constant value, which means it should be independent of t. So how can I cancel this t? I can cancel this t when your n ka value is equal to 4, because then t power 4 will be cancelled out and you will get a constant value over here. So n equal to 4 is the point where you will get t eliminated and giving you a constant value. Okay, everyone, the idea is clear. Let's move on. Let's have a look at the next one. So what do we have here? You have a function ax plus cos 2x plus sin x plus cos x. F of u is less than f of v for, it means it's an increasing function. So basically you have f dash of x, which is a plus, minus cos 2x, minus 2 sin 2x, minus 2 sin 2x plus cos x minus sin x. This should be greater than or equal to 0, right? So a should be greater than or equal to 2 sin 2x plus sin x minus cos x. So now here I need to basically find out what exactly will be the maximum value possible for this expression, so that I can say that a should be bigger than that, then this expression will be always true. So indirectly the question is just that I need to get the maximum possible value of this expression over here. Okay, let's try to get that. So now, can I create sin x minus cos x? If I put t, can I create that inside sin 2x as well? Why? Because if sin x minus cos x is some t, I can say that t square is what? T square is equal to sin square x plus cos square x plus minus 2 sin theta cos theta, which is minus sin 2x over here. So this means sin 2x ka value kya hai? That is 1 minus t square over here. So what I have is 2 minus 2t square plus t. But now there's a constraint. This t jo hai, it lies between minus root 2 and plus root 2. Why? Because sin x minus cos x has the limit, right? Sin x minus cos x, we know it always lies between minus root 2 and plus root 2. So that's where your t is going to lie. So now what is your expression that you have? You have minus 2t square plus t plus 2, and ye jo expression hai, you need to find its minimum value between minus root 2 and root 2. So let's try the getting the basic rough graph for this. So can I say minus b by 2a over here is equal to minus 1 by minus plus 1 by 4 over here, right? So 1 by 4 jo hai, it lies between minus root 2 and plus root 2. Can I say this? 1 by 4 jo hai, it lies between minus root 2 and plus root 2 ke beech mein it will lie. So that means the minimum value is going to be present at 1 by 4 itself. So what is the minimum value? It is minus 2 into 1 by 4 ka square plus 1 by 4 plus 2 over here. That's minus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 4 plus 2 over here. That's 1 by 8 plus 2, which is equal to 17 by 8. This is the minimum value of this quadratic expression over here, which means a has to be bigger than 17 by 8. Only then will this function be always increasing. So 17 by 8, m plus n ka value you have to find. What is 17 plus 8? That is 25. Option A will be the answer for the question. Okay, option A will be directly the answer over here. An interesting and a simple question. Sure, moving on. A spherical iron ball of radius 10 centimeter. I think this is the question which I believe all of you, those of you who have studied at Vedantu, you have done this question as AOD ka, I believe nearly the first initial rate measure wala, very earlier, 2-3 questions with this question you should have done. So what is the question? You have a iron ball of radius 10 centimeter. There's an ice and the thickness is given to you as 5. So you can assume that the overall thickness is 15. Overall thickness of the sphere is 15. The ice is melting at a rate of dV by dt is given to you as 50 centimeter cube per minute. You have been asked to find what is the rate of change of radius over here. I know that volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So I can say that dV by dt jo hai, that is going to be equal to directly what? 4 pi r square into dr by dt over here. dV by dt, put it as 2050 divided by 4 into pi into radius ka square, that's 15 into 15. This is your dr by dt. Minus sign I have not put, but there is the rate of change is decreasing, so there will be a minus sign over here. Okay, so I can cancel this 25 over here, cancel these two, and I can cancel one of the 2 as well over here. That gives me 2. So what do I have as the dr by dt ka value? That is minus 1 by 18 pi, minus 1 by 18 pi centimeter per minute. And now, it depth already told decrease, so minus does not play any role. You just have to find the value of k. What is k? K is equal to directly 18. K is equal to directly 18 over here. Yeah, that's the answer for this question, 18. Yeah, very simple, plain and basic question. Okay, moving on. what we have here, z power 4 plus a1z cube plus a2z square plus a3z plus a4 equal to 0. a1, a2, a3, a4 are real coefficients different from 0. ठीक है, has purely imaginary roots. So purely imaginary roots means one of the roots I can assume as iota y, right? Purely imaginary. So if I substitute iota y, what will I get? Iota y power 4, that's y power 4, plus iota cube y cube. Iota cube is minus iota, so basically minus a1 y cube iota. Iota y square is minus y square, so that's minus a2 y square. Then you have plus a3 y iota plus a4 is equal to 0. So from here, what is the real part? Real part is y4 minus a2 y square plus a4. This is equal to 0. Imaginary part is minus a1 y cube plus a3 y is equal to 0 over here. So from here, I can say that I have two possibilities. Either y is equal to 0, said to be purely imaginary, so this is not going to happen. Otherwise, y square ka jo value hai, that is coming out as equal to a3 upon a1. But rather a3 upon a1 is the value of y square that we are getting. This is the acceptable value. So a3 upon a1 jo hai, I will substitute this into the expression because I can see I need a relation between a1, a2, a3, a4, right? So I can say it will satisfy this condition as well. So what do we get? We get a3. So this is square, right? So a3 square upon a1 square minus a2 into a3 upon a1 plus a4 is equal to 0. Okay. So how can we simplify this out? a3 square I don't like, and there is no a2 a3 wala term, so let's divide by a2 a3 on both this everywhere. Divide by a2 a3, what will I get? I will get a3, one of the a3 will get cancelled out, a2 into a1 will be left, minus 1 upon a1 plus a4 upon a2 a3. I've divided by a2 a3. Right, this is something nearly the terms that I want are created over here. Okay, except for what, I have some extra terms itself over here. Just multiply the entire expression over here with a2. Okay, just multiply the entire expression over here with a1. Sorry, multiply the entire expression over here with a1. So we now multiply the entire expression with a1. What will you get? a3 upon a2 a1 minus 1 plus a4 a1 upon a2 a3 equals to 0. So that means a3 upon a2 a1 plus a4 a1 upon a2 a3 is equal to minus 1. You can shift, giving you plus 1. Giving you plus 1. This will be the answer for the question. Okay, plain and simple basics equation for this one. Okay, moving on. You have to find the area between the curves. Cool. You have x minus 4 ka square. How does x minus 4 ka square look like? This is what your x minus 4 ka square looks like. And then you have a 16 minus x square. 16 minus x square. So they will have the same roots. At x equal to 0, y is equal to 16. Both of them will have the same point. And at x is equal to 4, y is equal to 0. So 16, 0 and 4, 0, they are common for both these curves. Like this. And you need to find the area bound between these two curves and the x-axis. So basically, this is the area that you are looking for. This is way too easy, right? Minus 4, 4. You have integral minus 4 to 0. The curve you are following is 16 minus x square plus integral from 0 to 4. The curve that you are following is the yellow curve, which is x minus 4 ka whole square. You can integrate it out directly. You will get 16x minus x cube by 3, limit from minus 4 to 0, plus 2 times x minus x minus 4 whole cube upon 3 from 0 to 4 over here. What will you get? A 0 pe you are getting 0, minus, when you put this value, that's minus 64, minus plus 64 by 3. And then what you have? Then you have plus 4 pe you are getting 0, and minus pe what are you getting? And minus pe you are getting minus 64 by 3 over here. At 0 jo hai, you are getting minus 64 by 3 over here. So what do you have overall over here? 64 minus 64 by 3, minus 64 by 3, that's minus 128 by 3. That's just double. So I can say that this will leave you with simply 64 by 3 over here. This will leave you with simply 64 by 3 over here. That means k ka value jo hai, that will be equal to 64. Plain calculation wala question, extremely simple. Should have been able to solve this. Moving on, what do you have over here? A and B are two positive real numbers such that you have been given a square plus b is equal to 2. What is the maximum value of the term independent of x in this expansion? Okay, let's first of all find the term which is independent of x over here. How can I get that? General term 9cr into ax power 1 by 6 power 9 minus r into bx power minus 1 by 3 power r. So what is the combined power of x? That's 9 minus r upon 6 minus r by 3. This has to be equal to 0. So this gives you 9 minus r minus 2r, that is 9 minus 3r equals to 0. So you have r equals to 3. Okay, you've got r equal to 3. So now what is the coefficient? That is 9c3 into a power 6 into b cube. Okay, we need to find this a power 6 into b cube ka maximum value we need to get with the given condition that a square plus b is equal to 2. So a square plus b given hai, but I need 3 times a square and a square into a square into a square and b power 3. Right? This is what I'm looking for. How can I create that? Can I say that I'll break it into 3 parts? That's a square by 3 plus a square by 3 plus a square by 3 plus b by 3 plus b by 3 plus b by 3. This entire term divided by total number of terms 6 will be greater than or equal to, what is their product? So their product over here will be a power 6 into b cube, which is what we are looking for. 6th root of, and denominator you will get 3 power 6 over here. So in the numerator you have over there sum is 2. So 1 by 3 is greater than or equal to 6th root of a power 6 b cube divided by 3. So I can say that this a power 6 b cube jo hai, that has to be less than or equal to 1. Okay, only positive numbers ke bare mein we are talking, so negative we don't have to worry. This a power 6 b cube jo hai will be always less than or equal to 1. That means the maximum value of the middle term, the independent of x wala term jo hai, that is 9c3 into 1. What will be 9c3 ka value? 987 divided by 6, that's 3, and that's 4 over here. So what's that? 12 7s are 84. 84 will be the answer for this question. Okay, everyone, hope the idea is clear, plain and simple. Basic manipulation was that required over here. Chal, moving on. Okay, what do we have? A limit question. Most of the test, last question is the limit wala question. Huh? So limit extending to infinity, x power some alpha into root x square plus root x power 4 plus 1 minus root 2x. First thing, rationalizing directly hits us. So let's do rationalizing. So you will get x square plus root of x power 4 plus 1 minus 2x square divided by whole root of x square plus root of x power 4 plus 1 plus root 2 into x wala expression over here. This is what you have. Okay, so I can cancel this x square and minus 2x square. I'll just get an extra minus x square over there. Cool. So now infinity wala limit hai, standard method of limit tending to infinity. Take the highest power common. So from the numerator you will take x square common. You will be left with root of 1 plus 1 upon x power 4 minus 1. The denominator you will take x common. You will be left with root of from here I will take x square common, but from here I will take x power 4 common plus root 2. This x and this x I can cancel it out. I am now left with limit x tending to infinity, x power alpha plus 1 into root of 1 plus 1 upon x power 4 minus 1. There's still a 0 value over here, divided by, over here you have root 1 plus root of 1 plus 1 upon x power 4 tending to 0 plus root 2. So that's a 2 root 2. I can just take that 2 root 2 directly outside, and I can say that what I'm left with now is 1 upon 2 root 2 limit x tending to infinity. You shouldn't actually take the limit, you should never substitute limit 2 times, but this value is not really impacting whatever you have on top. That's why I've done this, but not a good approach, or rather a good habit to do. Never apply limit at 2 interval 2 times. Okay. Now if you look at the numerator wala bit, that is 1 plus 1 upon x power 4 power 1 by 2 power 1 by 2 minus 1 wala expression, right? Minus 1, this is the expression that you have. Now this is tending to 0 over here, I know. And 1 plus 0 power. So binomial theorem for any index wala concept is what you will apply over here. You can write this as limit x tending to infinity, x power alpha plus 1 into, this will be what, 1 plus nx plus n into n minus 1 x square upon 2 factorial. That isn't really needed over here. 1 upon x power 8 2 factorial into 2 and so on and so forth. Last time you have a minus 1 as well. So this 1 and minus 1 I can cancel it out. And now to make sure that I'm getting a finite limit, I only need to take care of this x power 4 wala term. That should be cancelled out, and the remaining all the terms will anyways become 0 only. Remaining all the terms will anyways become 0 only. So how can I ensure that it is getting cancelled out? That will get cancelled out when x power alpha plus 1, basically alpha plus 1 power of x will be equal to 4. That means that alpha equals to 3. So what I'm getting as the limit, that's 1 upon 2 root 2 into x cube into x power 3 plus 1 into 1 upon 2 x power 4 plus whatever you had, some x power 8 and so on, but they will all be directly equal to 0. Even after multiplying by x power 4, they are not going to change. So overall, what's the answer? That's x power 4, you can cancel it out. 1 upon 4 root 2 will be your limit. Limit will be 1 upon 4 root 2. So L is 1 upon 4 root 2 and alpha is equal to 3. So what you have to find is alpha, which is 3, divided by L square, that is 1 upon 4 root 2. 1 upon 4 root 2, that's 16 to 1 upon 32 over here. Multiply this out, that gives you 96. Should be the answer for this question over here. 96 is the answer for this question. Okay, interesting and plain simple basics equation over here. Okay, everybody. Hope the idea is clear, and I hope all the doubts that you had has been cleared in this test as well. Okay, so best of luck for your next exam. See you in another one. Bye guys.